All right, what is up, motherfuckers? JD Temple and DH Thorne here for the Saturday Night Center Club live stream. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you for being here, DH. Thank you
Dude, of
so
course.
much.
I wouldn't freaking miss it, man. I'm having a great time already getting you set up. Hopefully the audio's working for everybody. Um, so the first people in chat, let us know if we got echoes and shit, because I hopefully got them figured out.
And thank you for your help on that because I that is like so crazy to me. I'm just like, what the fuck? And so that does everything sound good, everybody?
Yeah, it's probably gonna take them like 30 or 40 seconds to hear it. Let's see. My wife's gonna come over and give me the thumbs up or thumbs down, probably. Yeah, we're getting the good thumbs up. Audio's good. All right, guys. So I'm a guest on your show. I will shut the fuck up tonight, and
No,
I
you
will let you.
can.
I will let you lead this hunting party. What are we going to talk
Mm.
about?
Well, I know that we're going to talk about. I know I have a question at some point that came in during my stream last night about the Hat Man,
Fuck yeah.
and
All
we
right.
can get definitely. I know that I told the person that posed the question. I told them that you were going to be on tonight, and that you were the perfect person to ask about the Hat Man. Do you want to start there, and then we can get into some of
Hey,
this
I
crazy
mean,
shit?
a lot of it has to do with shadows anyway. I've already got Legion hanging out in the background already, my Legion tapestry. So it wouldn't be inappropriate. I even have my stone that I recommend. All right. So yeah, we can start there. What was their question? What was their question?
Just really kind of like, who is the Hat Man? What's the Hat Man about? Kind of
Wow.
like, it was a pretty general question. And I hope that person is here tonight. I'm trying to remember, it was like Ken Kuik or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but someone that I think that you have seen in your chats as well. But
Yeah, it could be.
they had a
Yeah.
question about the Hat Man in general, and I knew that you were the best person to ask about that. So um, told him to save that for you.
It's been going around lately. It's the time of year, usually late summer, early fall, is when the more, we'll say, exotic currents start to get popular with everybody. The Lovecraftian currents, the Shadow People style currents, all that kind of stuff tends to, whether they know it or not, people's thoughts are changing to those thoughts of fall and the equinox and everything else. So it's definitely a time when people are going to start asking questions, and I know for a fact that people are talking about it because, for whatever reason, suddenly several occult YouTubers have brought up the subject of the Hat Man in their video content. Now, there's a lot of different. You ask 5 people, you get 10 different answers on what these things are and how you can potentially think about them. I did write a book on shadow people because I've had experiences with them since I was really little, and I developed a system for working with them. So, shameless plug, you can go to Amazon, and you can get that. But the Hat Man is featured in here as one of the shadow people. Now, shadow people, there's a lot. There's a long, long, long urban history about those beings. I mean, there are so many different iterations of that urban myth, but it's got a lot of fact behind it. It's got a lot of real good testimony, because people who've experienced it have all had similar thoughts about it. They've all had experiences of it. And the wild thing about the shadow people is that people have been talking about them for a while, but there was never an official current or concept in magic or paranormal really regarding them, not in a way that would be like separate, you know what I mean? Until, I guess, the Art Bell show. And then suddenly it entered the collective conscious of everybody, and now everybody knows about them. Now, it's remarkable. I do talk about that a lot. I do a lot of research into the earliest mentions of shadow people going way back. And the problem is of course, trying to research this, a lot of spiritual beings will manifest in a shadow person form. It's not uncommon, even in mythology, for spirits to manifest in that way, for a spirit to manifest looking like a shadow, right? I mean, we've all heard, we call them shades and all kinds of stuff. So it's not an unusual thing. Shadow people, however, are either a newer or unique iteration of spirituality in that they are, on one hand, they are the evocation, they're the externalization of our collective shadow and our individual shadow. Now, what do I mean by a shadow? Your shadow is the parts of you that you don't face. It's the parts of you you don't admit. It's the parts of you that you hide. It's the part of you that manipulates you into certain actions.
Like addictions and things of that nature?
Partially, addictions themselves are chemical most of the time, so it's not entirely a shadow. However, you could actually have an addiction because of your shadow. So in other words, you may have turned to alcohol or drugs to deal with an issue because you have an unintegrated shadow and you're trying to escape from that. And yes, Chip, it is Jungian in origin, that part of it. Now, it's not the only thing that it is. It is, one way to think of it is humanity has always had this tendency to turn things into taboos, to create parts of ourselves that we turn into things we don't like to deal with. So every culture has a way that can essentially make things taboo. You know, they will say murder's bad, rape is bad. They are, right? Those things are bad. We all collectively agree that they're bad. The problem is that people internalize this concept that they are bad, and this creates in them this kind of tendency to hide their own tendencies and desires and things. They deny their deeper self. They don't come to terms with it. They don't embrace it properly. And I think Chip's trying to pick a bone. He says, addictions are caused by trauma, bro. I know, bro, that is very true in a lot of cases, but trauma is part of your shadow. Trauma is a thing that can actually cause you to have a shadow, because now you are living in fear of something. You are living in fear of something. There's a pain you're not facing. Ultimately, that trauma is, you know, a lot of times it'll cause phobias, perhaps, and things like that. Well, these phobias, they strongly influence your life in a way that you're not conscious of. Someone who was, let's you know, put this as gently as we can. Someone's been like raped or something. They're going to have actions and tendencies and thoughts and emotions which they don't necessarily have immediate or direct control over. They're going to have instead a subtle and subconscious tendency to avoid situations, people, and things. They will also potentially have a subconscious tendency to self-medicate, to do things to potentially land themselves in hot water with addictions and things. So it's entirely possible for all of that to work that way, you know. So, but trauma is not the only way. Trauma is one of many ways that a shadow can exist. But it is almost always traumatic if you really think about it. It's a thing you're ashamed of. It's a thing you don't like to talk about yourself. It's a thing you don't like to know about yourself, and you'll deny it about yourself. So the Hat Man in particular is one of the many manifestations of that current of energy and spiritual psychology in humanity. And it has manifested many times in many different ways in our cultures. I truly believe that shadows are probably the better allegory for what Westerners call evil demons, right? The word demon, of course, we kind of overuse and misuse. They're not really bad things. These are mostly pagan gods that have been demonized by Western religion. But shadows are, yeah, somebody's saying there's an echo, DH. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like there's an echo. Did you put did you change any settings there, JD?
I just turned my microphone off for a second so that you didn't hear me lighting my cigar.
That, I don't think would have done it, but I'm looking at your levels. They don't look like they're responding to me very much. So,
is it doing it now?
I don't know. We'll have to wait. Your
God
settings,
damn
right?
it.
No, I think your settings are right. Unless they maybe just turned it up.
We have a super chat as well from our brother Eric Coetting.
Oh, fuck
says,
yeah.
Peace, love, and power to both of us.
Thank you, brother.
Fuck yeah.
Stay tuned after the stream. I might hang out later. Be available.
Oh, we also have another super chat from
shit.
New Apprentice. He says, blessings to all. Fuck yeah, New Apprentice. Thank you.
Thank you, new apprentice. Let me get my lovely assistant wifey to. How is there an echo, sweetie, or no? Yeah, I'm getting it. It sounds. Yeah, there's no echo on my sound person, so she's listening to the stream separate. So if there's no echo for her, it should be fine. It must be something on your end, guys.
Thank you, Camilla. Thank you so much.
So thank you, new apprentice. You're freaking awesome. I appreciate you. I've seen you on my Patreon. Thank you very much for your support as well, brother. Thank you. And Eric, brother, man, getting to know you and JD has been honestly like we always gush like when we start hanging out, don't we? I love you, man.
Yeah, dude. I know, right? It's so good. It's so fucking good. Yeah.
The slow robo might be JD's computer. It might be that his computer is shitting the bed a little bit. I don't know if it's a good computer, so it might be when you're running OBS and all this stuff together, maybe it's taxing the computer. That could be it. Or it could just be connection issue on your end, guys. I'm a little bit of a techie, so forgive me if I sound like a know-it-all.
I'm gonna hardwire the Ethernet cable into it for the next time. Because my gateway is right here and I can get a cord and do that. I'll do that next time.
Yeah, that'll definitely fucking help. It'll definitely help. So to finish out the Shadow Man, the Hat Man topic. So the Hat Man is essentially one of the manifestations of a spirit which I call Legion, which I believe many people can syncretize probably to Karanzan, from often using chaos magic currents, Liber Null, and all these other things. So there's definitely some connection there. I've definitely identified some very strong similarities. But Legion is another iteration of that, and it's more of the shadow current direction. So the Hat Man specifically generally tends to show up. Well, actually, you know what? I'll read a little bit, actually. Let me do it that way. I'll make it simple.
And I wanted to mention, too, that the links to DH's channel, his books, and his website, and all of his stuff is in the description. And thank you for the super chat. Another super chat from New Apprentice. I know our talking is not in sync quite. And number 23 donated another $5 super chat. Thank you with no comment, but thank you, number 23. I love the fucking owl. Fuck yeah. So,
number 23.
Yeah.
Is that a number 23? Put in the comments. Is that a Venture Brothers reference? Because I fucking love Venture Brothers. I will give you an extra double horns if that is the case.
We have another one too, really quickly.
Holy
before we
shit,
start. I know, right? It's crazy.
Guys, come to my channel.
Oh my god, another one. All right.
So
they're love bombing us. Steroid Maximus. Looking forward to this show. Peace, prosperity, and good health to all. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, thank you. And L the Alchemist, what's up, motherfucker? Hell yeah. And all right, so we'll come back to his question after you have after you've said your piece on the shadow people. Yeah.
Word. Okay.
Yeah.
So in Shadownomicon, I have my own unverified personal gnosis of these spirits. Admittedly, though, a lot of people have, since writing this book, have confirmed a lot of it for me that I already kind of knew because it was confirmed by the people. But when I say unverified, it's not like I have other occultists that I've worked with to develop this. This is my own work. So it's meant to inspire you to find your own truth. But so I've got this stuff. This is just my artistic rendering of the kind of manifestation the Hat Man may give, but it's kind of like an artistic representation of what I've seen. It's never that crisp and clean. It's always, it's always something nebulous or something very brief and quick. You'll be playing on your computer and you'll see something moving out of the corner of your eye. You'll look and it'll be gone, but you'll see in this glimpse in your mind's eye what looks like a bulky, shadowy figure. And there's different kinds of shadow people. So there's different ways they can sort of appear. So it's definitely possible. So the Hat Man in this incarnation, this current, he typically will appear to people who are experiencing, of course, a lot of chaos in their life, a lot of negative shadow energy in their life. Yes, Friar, yes, you're actually right. We are the shadow people in a very real way. I'll get to that in a minute. So he tends to show up, he tends to be correspondent to and interested in betrayal, vanity, vice, addiction, dishonesty, theft, despair, self-mutilation, toxic arrogance, cowardice, racism, intolerance, and bigotry, which doesn't surprise me that he's very fucking popular because people are really, really, really being confronted one way or the other by those concepts, whether for right or wrong, for good or ill. That is absolutely a big influence in our culture right now. So the person who asked that question synchronistically probably landed on the right one without even realizing it, that was important. But yes, absolutely, the shadows are parts of us. They're externalized, they're manifestations, they are egregores in a lot of cases. But like all egregores, they can become individuated and independent from you. So over time, so you could have shadows that were spawned from people from antiquity, and it's possible that they could still be roaming around and still doing what they do. So it's only when these shadows become really, really powerfully developed. So one way to think about it is, let's say you have an abuser in your house, or some house, right? Someone who's a drinker. And this drinker has a tendency to be really, really abusive when they drink. And the family has this kind of meme, if you will, this meme of drunk dad or drunk mom, whoever the abuser is. And they become a character almost. Yes, it's a feared character, it's a loathed character, but it's like a character that becomes, identified with that person. And that person often has a caricature. And that caricature is often what is going to become the, if you will, the kind of like the puppet or avatar for this egregoric energy. It's going to become aware, self-aware, and it is fed by the person and the people who interact with them. It externalizes. It externalizes a feature of a person, becomes another thing. So when you're experiencing shadow people, that is often, whether they be your own shadows or someone else's in your environment. And they can become independent of people, like I said. So there's a lot more to it. That's why I wrote a book, because explaining this all in video is not easy to do. So a book is a lot better.
Well, we have 2 other super chats to get to, and I want to mention those really quickly before we forget about them, because I appreciate it so fucking much. And of course, these are for DH and I both, and I really appreciate everybody. No, you know it, man. Fuck, dude.
I've got a rule: unless it goes over a threshold, it's all mine, baby.
No. Hey, this is for both of us right here.
Keep
No.
So it hits like $200 or $300. Keep it.
Oh well, hey, let's just do $200 or $300, y'all, for real. Like, hell yeah. So Kim Bean, thanks for spreading the knowledge. Hell yeah. And I don't have any way to respond to you either, Kim. So I put my email in the description. So hit me up on my email. Thank you so fucking much. Fuck yeah. And
Thank you.
Yes. And L the Alchemist has a question. Have either of you worked with, and thank you for the super chat, L the Alchemist.
Thank you, L. L's awesome. He's been on my channel a few times too. Definitely check him out. He was there with the Flesh Priest and me and you and some other people not that long ago, and he was there a couple months before that, like sometime in the beginning of the year, or beginning of the summer, I think it was. Freaking cool ass dude, mellow as hell, sweet guy, likes to make music. Love him. He can come on my channel pretty much anytime I got an opening, man. You're always welcome, dude.
Yeah, he's awesome as shit, and he is like such a sweet person. His smile is so contagious. His energy is so contagious, and that is what I fucking love. I want to definitely get him on here too very soon. And his question was, have either of us worked with the nether beings? And also says, you both are kick-ass as always. And so thank you. I haven't worked with the nether beings that I'm aware of. I don't know about you.
I'm never really, I don't know what they connect with nether beings. Like, what are they part of? What current is that?
I don't know.
If we're talking about abyssal beings, in that case, that would be shadow people for me. There are other, abyssal beings, of course. But shadow people are abyssal emanations as well. That's another way to look at it. So they will, one way to think of it is, imagine a being that has been cut off from all symbolic light. In other words, there's no illumination in them. And so you will subconsciously create an avatar for them, an egregoric avatar for them that is manifest of that symbolism. And they will look like 2-dimensional shadows, but they're in a 3-dimensional space. So they'll be standing in your room, but they won't have any features that are 3-dimensional. You will see eyes, maybe. You might see eyes, you might not, but they will look like a silhouette. They won't look like they have depth. They'll just be, and if you walk around them, they'll always potentially, like I've seen them moving around, and you don't get any sense of three-dimensionality, but when they move, it's like always a silhouette. So like if they turn, they'll still look like they don't become instantly thin or anything. They'll turn like paper. I don't mean like that. But I mean if they would be turning in your mind's eye, in your vision, in your astral sight, they will turn, and they will turn in a way that you would predict. It would look like a three-dimensional person, but there's no depth to them. So you don't see features on their face or anything. It's usually just an outline with eyes. And not always eyes. Usually the more definition and details you see in them. So in other words, are they wearing clothing? Do they have a hat? Do you see their eyes? Do they have a mouth? Do you see individual digits on their hands, or are they just kind of a blur? The more defined they are, the more powerful they generally are, the more identified they are, and the more you can single them out and work with them potentially. And of course, working with them is like working with the clip author or something. It's really there for embracing and interacting with your own shadow, but they make for some of the best baneful spirits that you can use. And the purpose of integrating them is to empower yourself with that side of yourself. There are things about yourself that you're ashamed of, but if you could figure out a way to integrate them and not be ashamed of them, and to not control them, but to bend with them so that they don't control you, you become more like a god. You become more powerful. We all have these things we're ashamed of about ourselves, these things that maybe we don't like to admit. But when we understand that about ourselves and human nature and others, it makes us more capable.
I think I've experienced them before. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say, yeah, you probably have, dude. Most people have. They might not always recognize them. Most people have. I mean, you've experienced them in a non-embodied state. You've experienced them every day of your life. You just don't necessarily turn them into an identified entity. And by doing that, it's kind of like you're pulling out a piece of yourself and examining it more closely. Or others are pulling it out of you for you. I mean, it really depends on how it's working. But witnessing a shadow person that is yours, it's a trip. It's a dangerous trip. It's a powerful trip. And you will absolutely be put through the ringer. Most people are devoured by this experience, and they're destroyed by it. It's not an easy path work. And this is why I don't recommend this book for a beginner. This is definitely read my first book first and get good at what's in there. Get good, G-U-D, get good at Become the Maelstrom before you touch Shadownomicon, because it's not for beginners. It's for, you could do it. You know, I think you could definitely do it. You know, you've got the skill to do it. I think your emotional intelligence is strong enough that I think you could handle such a path working and be healthy. You might need some guidance here and there, but I think you'd be fine. But a lot of people are weird, for lack of a better word. They're not right, or they're complete beginners at magic, and confronting their shadow, while it is still a good thing, it can be detrimental if they're not prepared. It can be dangerous for them. We are doing a major group working this Halloween to open what we call the Shadow Gates. And this is going to facilitate making it easier for those people whose higher spirit is ready to have that experience in our local environments, in our towns, in our cities and stuff. So these local gates will encourage the integration of shadows with individuals. In a way, it's a little risky, because we're basically opening a gate to what a lot of people fear, and that has given me some pushback. Some people have definitely commented on my thing and downvoted and unsubbed me for that one idea. But I think they're missing the point. I mean, what are we doing all the time? You have E.A. Quetting opening gates to the fucking demonic gatekeepers and shit, and setting them free in the world, and you're bitching at me because I'm letting your shadows, I'm letting you out, I'm letting you see yourself for who you are. Relax, guys. Fucking relax. Get with it. It's not, you don't have much choice.
Well, we can't hide from the truth, right?
Exactly. And the longer people don't integrate with those shadows, like people say, you're inflicting their shadows on them. Perhaps. I don't see it that way, but perhaps. But they're inflicting their shadows on all of us at the same time. If they're not engaged, if they're not integrating or dealing with those parts of themselves, and they're acting on them instead, are we not then having to deal with their shadows for them? Is that a child molester that hasn't dealt with their ridiculous, disgusting, internal problems? causing problems for everybody else. So fuck them if they have to deal with their fucking shadow. Maybe they should. Maybe they should be destroyed by that shadow if they can't figure out how to handle themselves, right? So I'm gonna shut up. Looks like you got a big orange brick in this.
Yeah, thank you, new apprentice. Fuck yeah,
Fuck
brother. Yeah. And he says, thank you, JD. Looking forward to our ritual work tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it as well, motherfucker. It's going to be fucking powerful as shit. And I know this is going to work. Hell yeah. And he says that... Hold on, the chat is moving so fast. Thank you, DH. I have read your books and experimenting next month. Thank you both.
Fuck yeah. Thank you, new apprentice. And again, thank you for being a patron. Short of a preliminary announcement, because I know a lot of you guys, I see a lot of you guys are friends of mine on my walls and stuff too. I am going to be starting a Discord server very soon. I just have to get it, it's on my agenda board. I just got to get it to where I'm ready to administer it and make invitations and get people to help me run it. So if you guys want more private interactions, and I'll probably make a special room for patrons. And if JD, if you've got a Patreon and you join that channel, I'll even make a special room for you so that your patrons can use that too. And this way they get in the chat, they get maybe some little extra love when they're asking questions. They get bumped to the front of the line, right?
Coming very soon. Coming soon.
Yeah, man, it's a good idea, dude. Yeah. It's good for everybody because so cool. I saw Eric said something cool. Let me see. He said something really important. What was it? Where was it?
And hey, Jim, what's up, Jim?
Copy paste it.
You want me to find it?
What was it? It was something about. I think he was agreeing with what I was saying about something.
I can read it to you. I saw it right. I have it right here.
Okay.
It says that really is the thing that everyone is afraid of when it comes to the devil. He exposes the sins of the gods and of men.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. And that's what Lucifer does. Now, this is why, for people who are coming to me here as beginners and go, how do I do shadow work? Okay. How do I do this stuff? There's a lot of different paths, and Shadow People's not the first one you should do. Read the book for sure. It's a great book. It's very helpful. Don't necessarily try that path working first. Lucifer is an excellent shadow working spirit. His light, okay, sheds light into those dark crevices where you don't know your shadows are hiding, and you are kind of forced to face yourself when you work with Lucifer, because Lucifer is a no-nonsense, direct motherfucker. And yeah, he'll butter you up. Like, I've had this weird experience where whenever I work with him, he kisses my ass. He sounds worse than you, JD. No, I'm kidding. He's more loving than you are. In other words, he'll be like, my beloved, you are my sweet, my precious. He will just like syrupy, sweet, serpenty feeling. I love you, my precious. You are one of my chosen, one of my most. I feel the tingles. I'm getting the fucking tingles.
I feel it too.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
So when he comes to you, that's the kind of energy he comes with. However, in the middle of that, it will be honest with yourself. Don't be ashamed of your pride. Don't be ashamed of your guilt. Don't be ashamed of this part of yourself. Yes, admit you want to destroy that motherfucker that was out to get you. He will just be like, yeah, here we go. I have to do it. You guys see it?
Yes. Oh my God, you got static electricity hair going on, motherfucker. God damn.
I should put up my Lucifer tapestry. Hail Lucifer, brother.
Christ,
thank you.
I know. Fuck yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. You can feel it. A mirror is my favorite way to invoke Lucifer. There's a couple spirits that are mirror spirits. Belial, Lucifer, Baal can be very good for mirrors, but definitely Lucifer. You stand in front of a mirror in a dark room and you scry into your soul and you invite Lucifer, you will get your mind blown. Satan, I think, is another one that is like that. Because they're emanations of your own higher self in a lot of people's grimoires, aren't they? I mean, we can get really superstitious, like Lucifer is Enki and Ea and Venus and Horus and Neptune and Poseidon, all these different connections and syncretizations, but we also have to recognize that they are an incarnation of our higher self. Of course, I'm a non-dualist, so I think we're all one thing anyway. Totally. So that's a separate kind of, if you're not in that wheelhouse, you won't maybe buy into that. But if you see yourself as source, an emanation of source, if you're using Gnostic or Hermetic, Neoplatonic or Vedic principles, you see yourself as that kind of an emanation, then Lucifer is an emanation too. that means you're all the same thing. But he's not just a separate emanation. Lucifer is also a kind of, was it Crowley? I forget who it was. That somebody had said that Lucifer was our enlightened highest self manifesting through our experience as a being of light and
I feel that
wisdom.
so deeply.
Right? So everyone's got their own personal Lucifer, I think, right? In a real sense. And you know, so this is the thing about the kind of spirituality we do, is that there's people who are just superstitious, and they're literally just kind of you know, they're just banging rocks together and saying prayers to things, and that's fine. It will get you where you want to go. I'm not criticizing it in the sense. But then there's people who, for right or wrong, they're metaphysicists first and foremost, and they have a working idea of what reality is, including the spirit world. And I think, personally, for me, that is the truth. That is the better path, because you're not, instead of being informed by a church or a tribe or something, it's your job to figure out what the fuck is going on, and then learn to use that to manifest your best life, your best experience.
Well, what the fuck is going on, you know? That's what I always want to know. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, holy shit, every day. Like, what the fuck? But I guess I know what's going on.
I guess we're talking about real shit now.
Yeah.
Are we switching to real shit?
We can switch to real shit. Yeah.
No, it sounds like a segue. I don't know if I want to, but I do. Like the other night, and today and yesterday, I've been kind of on a trip where I've been like, you know what? I've been really nice. I've been doing my best to not divide my audience over social and political issues.
Oh God, here it comes.
Right?
Get ready.
But these motherfuckers keep coming to your fucking door and banging on it. Where do you stand on this fucking issue? What do you think about this? And eventually, because you keep having to address it, it will trigger you. You will find I can't just fucking say, and especially with the level of chaos and crisis going on right now, that is all engineered and all manufactured in its source. I'm not saying there isn't really things to be upset about, mind you. I'm saying that it's being instigated. It's being engineered, and you are being confronted by a program that was started probably before most of you were born, certainly before I was born, and it's still going on. It's not going to stop because you don't see it. Most people, and those of us who do, are powerless to now. Before I say that, you know what I was going to say? Powerless to change it. Let me correct what I was about to say. As a non-dualist, as the kind of spiritualist that I am, I don't believe that we change reality at all. What I think happens is we change reality the same way we change underwear. We're not actually changing and making the underwear change. We're changing the experience we're having. So what do I mean? Well, we're really talking about a variation of multiverse theory, where every possible iteration of reality already exists and has already happened. And you are a conscious awareness that is moving through this reality the same way you move through a book when you're reading it. And you are picking and choosing what manifestation of reality you want to experience as a higher being. Your ego has no control over this. It just has the bitch and moan side of the equation. It doesn't have any control over anything. It's along for the ride going, this is fucking awesome. Oh wait, this fucking sucks. Oh yeah, give me that blowjob. That's what that is. But it itself has zero control over what's happening. None. And outside of how it reflects on it. Now, so you are picking the timeline, if you want to put it that way. Are you a Berenstain Bears or a Berenstein Bears kind of person? Are you a Nelson Mandela died, or he's still, or he lived? You know what? How does Nelson Mandela exist in your memory? So everybody's got their own timeline, and it's not just timeline A. We're talking an infinite set of possible timelines. The person that I met when you and I met is not the same. You're a completely different person now. I'm a completely different person, probably. There's a chance that we've kind of decided to swim side by side and share the same reality for a while. That's possible too. But we're all kind of experiencing our own personal reality all the time. And so when I say I work magic, I used to think when I was younger that I could change the world. What I'm really changing is the world that I'm experiencing. I am shifting my consciousness to a different multiverse, to a different iteration. And the method of magic that is really used for that, all methods of magic do the same thing. It's a kind of yoga. It's a kind of union. You are aligning your mind, body, and spirit, which is my Trinity of Self from Becoming the Maelstrom. You're aligning your mind, body, and spirit, your being, okay, your totality, whatever that is to you. You're aligning it for a brief moment, either in ritual or meditation or prayer or whatever your spiritual practice is. You're aligning that in such a way that you are creating a transition from the current norm to a different one, and you're doing it in a way that will feel mostly rational. It's very rare for a magical manifestation to be so absurdly miraculous that it would break the laws of nature to the point where a physicist would look at it and go, holy shit, he made the rock fly. I've never in all my years, I'm not saying it can't happen like that. What I'm saying is it tends to want to be rational. So when we're talking about the real deal bullshit going on in the world, if I work magic to fix, and when I say fix, I mean go into an iteration of reality that I prefer, I'm not going to fix it for you. You're still going to be going along in whatever reality you're manifesting for yourself, whether that's a good reality or a bad one. If you're talking about one that becomes a socialist, communist dystopia or a fascist dystopia, whichever fucking one you think you're going to have, that's what you're going to experience. And I might not. I might go off in my own little sunset. And in your world, you might still see me, and I might look like a lunatic pretending that he's living in a free country and getting beaten by cops. Who the fuck knows what it's going to look like? So that's how I've been operating with this stuff for a long time. And so if we're talking about the real deal, then the powers that be know this. They also know that subjective reality and objective reality, they intermingle. And where they meet, they can manifest their desires. They can create a world of, we'll say, not cooperation, what's the word? Consensual. They can create a consensual reality that suits them best. They can create an avenue for their awareness to go there. And by convincing everybody of the same stuff, of the same laws of nature, of the same limitations, of the same social order, of the same rules of what you can say and what you can't say. When you have social justice warriors who, I was back in the 90s, the original social justice warrior. I used to put fucking skinheads in headlocks and kick them with my boots because they'd pick on people that I cared about. But today, now suddenly, because I'm not politically correct, even though I'm extremely tolerant and have very, very, very liberal ideas, I'm quickly labeled as a white supremacist and all this other shit by these same people. And on the other side of that spectrum, you do have the literal Nazi types, then these kinds of groups, and they're all really being manipulated by this same current of subversive mind control, alignment. They're trying to align people into a situation where they give up their power as divine beings. And
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Absolutely.
They've always done this. If we look at, if you look back at, say, Egypt, you look back at all these ancient cultures, these people with just the power of their imaginations were able to do some of these amazing things that they did. But they were often kept as a culture, right? They often had an emperor, they had a pharaoh, they had somebody who self-identified as divine, and everybody else was like, oh, divine God, please make the crops grow, right? Well, that's what they're doing again. They're doing the same kind of thing. I'm here to tell you, the Luciferian light in me is here to tell you, be that motherfucker in your life. Be your own pharaoh, be your own king, be your own God, have your own apotheosis. Don't kneel to any fucking being, not even the spirits you like. Worship them as an equal, not as a better. Make yourself that divine source. Become aware of that. And when people are trying to limit you, when people are trying to tell you, you can't say that because of morality issues, examine your shadow for a minute. Ask yourself why you give a goddamn diddly fuck You call yourself a Satanist, a Luciferian, a black magician. Why would you give a goddamn fuck if a word hurts people's
Ooh,
feelings?
ooh, ooh, ooh. Good
Right?
one. Yeah. No
Are you
shit.
not exquisitely diametrically opposed to having taboos in your life? Are you not trying to trigger Christians all the goddamn time? Don't we have these profane rites that we do to break free of that conditioning? That's where it all comes from. This is why, unfortunately, our current of magic and spirituality is often conflated by those same people as being what? Racist or stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I know about it. I know all
I
about
know
it.
you do, brother. I know
Jesus.
you do.
Fuck. Like, man, that shit's hard to deal with too, you know? Like it really
So,
is, you know, when they use that bullshit as a weapon against you, and it's just like, what the fuck? And especially if it's not something that you stand for.
yep.
You know, I mean, I stand for myself. I stand for the people that I love. I stand for the things that are going to make meaningful change in this world. I'm not standing for any kind of fucking sick bullshit. I'm not. And you know,
Right.
it's just like,
Exactly.
ugh.
You're not a villain for. I mean, look. Again, we're talking about taboos. We're talking about shadows. Okay. People have their prejudices. Every fucking buddy has something they like and don't like. That's your heart chakra deciding what is best for you. Okay. And your heart chakra is not all about, I love everybody. That's the stupid love and light version of the heart chakra. The real heart chakra is what decides what is bliss and what is not for itself. It is what is actually expressing the higher will of source through you to manifest this experience that you're looking for. So, yes, you will have prejudices. And I don't mean that you should be, when I say embrace your prejudices, that does not mean that you, what's the word I'm looking for? You act on them in a way that makes them grow. I mean that you become aware of your prejudices and you remove their power to influence you over your own life. You recognize this prejudice is based on an unfair assumption about somebody. This prejudice is based upon something that is made up or it's been manipulated into my mind by the media. This is why, like, when all of this shit's going down, you know, in the streets right now, I kind of made a joke, but I was serious about it. You know, shit is really bad when a left-hand path motherfucker, sinister motherfucker, that's usually cursing people and shit, wants to go out and start hugging people. You know how bad it is when the subversive, when the truly, truly sinister path is to suddenly show compassion and want to hug it out with people. So I kind of tried that a little bit, but I'm kind of fed up after everything's been going on, like with Kenosha and everything, and I'm tired of giving people a pass for, you know, forcing their violent and aggressive ideologies on one another. So, like Coetting has talked about with creating sanctuary, you know, with creating sanctuary style environments, whether he means literal or spiritual. When I was a kid, that was part of the mythology of the apocalypse that we had, that I talk about in this book, was those who are able to see what's going on will create sanctuaries, and they will hide out the worst of the storm and then rebuild after. So I'm 100% on board with his concept of sanctuaries, and I do think it's becoming time when we need. I don't know what form that takes. I don't know if it's just intellectual sanctuaries, if it's spiritual sanctuaries. I don't know if it's physical sanctuaries or if it's all of the above wrapped up into one. But we need to represent a sanctuary where people can have the ability to really, really integrate all of this. And that also does include, yes, it does include telling people off when they're toxic to you. One of the satanic principles, of course, I posted this several times today, is when someone smites you on one cheek, you smash them on the fucking other. If they're really your enemy, if they mean you harm, why are you ask them to stop and then you destroy them if they don't stop.
Yeah, like
I fully believe in that.
I don't want to live in the world that a lot of these Antifa motherfuckers are trying to create. I don't want to live in that fucking world. Period. I
Right.
don't. I am old enough and mature enough to see what the fuck will happen, and a lot of these people just aren't. You know, like, to me, they have their heads up their fucking ass, and I'm sorry to say that. I'm not sorry to say that. I'm gonna speak my mind. Like, it's crazy. It is fucking insane. Like, That's why I'm tribing up. That's why I am creating an environment, a loving environment that the people that I care about can thrive in. I'm going to be doing that in the next month, and you know, you all will see when it happens. But I firmly believe that it is important that we embrace the people that are of like mind, and that we do we can to work together with one another and to create the world that we want, because I don't want to be a part of the bullshit that is going to
Right.
inevitably be going down. I don't. I
It
can
is going
see
down.
it, man. I can see
It.
it.
I think the first shot was fired by that kid that was, you know, I don't have all the facts. I wasn't there. I don't know what the fuck happened. What I saw, it looks like he was defending himself. Should he have been there? Probably not. But the media grabbed hold of that right away because their job is to create more division and chaos. And so they're going to take that situation and they're going to make it look like he's a white supremacist murderer just to keep fanning those flames because it suits them. The media is kept. The media is an arm of an oligarchical globalist network that is trying to use various methods to basically subjugate the will of each culture that it interacts with. So what is they call it Marxist. The problem with that is it's not Marxist. Marxists have used this tactic. So have Americans. Every culture that's smart. This is actually a descendant from Sun Tzu and the Art of War. You're basically learning. You basically have a culture destroy itself from within. Instead of doing battle with the army, you completely and utterly break their will to fight by making them not believe in their own legitimacy to defend themselves, really. So what does every subversive system do to the bigger culture that it hits? What does every subversive invader do? It starts telling you that your folk heroes are bad. It will tell you your religion is bad. It will tell you that your founding fathers are bad. It will tell you the statues that
Yeah, they
you
start
walk under
tearing
are
them
bad.
down, right? Start tearing
It
down the
will
statues.
start
Start
exactly.
renaming the
Now,
bridges. Start renaming the schools.
that's all part of it. So what they're doing is they're undermining your sense of culture and identity. It's not that they're wrong about what they criticize. This is part of what I am as a libertarian minded person. I can look at things and go, slavery was wrong. Prejudice of that sort is completely wrong. It is not where I don't hang my hat on that fucker. I hate that shit. I grew up in a black neighborhood. No, I'm not like that, okay? I actually relate very well to minority people, believe it or not. People of color,
So do I.
people with different sexual proclivities. It's part of
Me
my
too.
love. I love human nature to be diverse. I fucking love it. So what does the subversive do? They take that which is a good thing and they subvert it. They turn it into a weapon against what is. Now, they're not wrong, okay? Conservative Christian Bible thumping culture was the last moral panic from the 80s. They were a fucking hot mess. They were puritanical assholes that were controlling human expression, okay? These subversives came in, saw an easy target, they destroyed that, and we all jumped on board because we say, yeah, fuck those Christians. Let's all live this edgy lifestyle and be different. This is cool. Nothing wrong with that part. We're all okay so far. But then at some point they take that and they go that next left, while the rest of the world would normally have gone straight ahead or whatever. They veer off into this la la land of a morality that is actually more toxic than the puritanicals that started it. So in other words, this is why I call these people neo-puritanicals. They're people that are just like the Bible-thumping Catholics and Christians and whatever other closed-minded religions you deal with, except instead of their morality being handed down from a Bible, it's handed down from college professors and seditious people. Like it or love it, you can prove this. This is not my opinion. This is provable fact if you dare to do the research. It is not hidden. And for anybody who's got a problem with what I'm saying and wants to label me as shit, you are dealing with cognitive dissonance. You're fucking warped in your mind. You don't have a clear understanding of your reality, and you think I'm crazy.
I mean,
If you understood what I do, it would be different.
and what I think is nuts is and I don't care about race whatsoever fucking ever, and like I'm not all like proud to be white or anything like that, but like we live in a world today where could I actually come on here and say that I am proud to be a white man? Fuck no. Like that would label me immediately as being like one of the biggest racists in the world in the environment that we're living in, and that's only going to just get worse. And
Yep.
it's crazy. Like, is that not insane that I'm not allowed to say that, but another race can be like, hell fucking yeah, like,
Let's all say it. I'm of the mind everybody should say it. Look, I grew up in the 90s when it felt like race relations were improving a lot. You know, I had actually had some breakthroughs. I grew up not liking homosexuals when I was very young. I'll admit that. And after having a homosexual best fucking friend, I completely understood. I completely changed my tune. I got it. I was like, holy shit, these are human beings. They deserve my love and respect and to cherish them. They're fucking beautiful creatures that they deserve every fucking... I'm like, I'm going to get the tingles again. I feel it coming. It's coming. I feel it. They deserve everything that has been withheld from them. And so that is why people have this righteous anger, and then the subversives take that righteous anger and they pollute it into something that makes them give up their freedom and their intellect and their ability to prosecute a life of power and freedom. Everybody should be able to say, I am proud of where I come from. Everybody should be able to say, I'm proud of my country. I'm proud of my color. I'm proud of my ethnicity. When I have a friend who is ethnic, let's say they're Spanish or something, maybe they're Hispanic, and they want to make for me a food from their culture, I don't sit there and go, well, white people make it better. That's ridiculous. Who the fuck would think that? The first thing I go is, fuck yeah, give me some of that authentic shit, baby. Yes. This is the first thing I think. My grandfather said something very wise. He says, you can't hate a people for long when you share their food long enough. You just can't.
No doubt.
So, so for those people who are watching this and getting triggered over this, go back maybe and take the words I'm saying and really analyze them. And don't try to label every goddamn thing that's said. Try to analyze what I'm saying. And you can say he's wrong. Right, so I'm gonna let you talk a little bit because I've been on that roll. I've been on that rant.
So,
but that's what I've been pissed off about the last couple of days. I've been on Facebook just like fucking blocking people left, just like fuck you all. I'm done.
I've been dealing with it myself for fucking months, and I don't even have Facebook, so I know I could not exist in that shit like for a fucking day. But EA had
it's a battlefield.
It is, man, and that's why I just don't have the fucking energy for it, man. But EA had an interesting question, and I think that I've got an answer for him on this as a little bit of prophecy, and I want to see what your take is on it. He asked, when do we foresee travel being able to open up again from the US to the UK? And my prediction really is an unfortunate one. I do not see it happening until 2023, maybe 2022. But it's going to be a fucking while. It's going to be a while before that occurs. And I think it has a lot to do with like astrological positioning and what's going on in the world. It does have a lot to do with this virus. Mostly to do with the virus. Really? Yeah, absolutely. And so I see that it's going to be a few years before we're going to be able to travel overseas like that again. It's going to be minimum, I would say minimum 2022, but most likely 2023. That's my take on it. I don't know if you've had any thoughts on that at all or not, but
sure. Well, let's look at the agenda. What's the agenda of the? I dare not say it because YouTube is extremely fucking fucked up now. You can't talk about hacked or leaked documents on your channel without potentially getting your channel wiped. So you got to be careful what we talk about now because YouTube has become censorious. They're no longer free speech advocates. They never really have been, but they've gotten really bad. I don't mean that I want to be able to like whip my wiener out and swing around like a helicopter on live camera. I would like to still be able to talk about, some fucked up issues.
Feel free though. Feel free. I mean, if that's what you want to do.
It would be a very small helicopter. I wouldn't take off or anything.
I mean, me too. I'm definitely a grower, not a shower myself. And I wanted to mention really quickly, New Apprentice gave us a $10 super chat and said, "Oh, hail the Infernal Empire!" About 10 minutes ago, and thank you, motherfucker.
Thank you.
And Rocio Lopez, thank you for that super chat. She said, "We're fucking awesome, and we fucking love you too, sweetheart." Thank you.
I absorbed that love and I reflect it back to you with all of JD's intensity because I'm not good at
it. I still feel it, I still got it, dude. It's still here. It's Yeah.
If we were to make you, me, and Eric a trinity, you'd be the heart.
Fuck
You'd be
yeah.
like the heart of that fucking
Hell
trinity for
yeah,
sure.
dude. I would love to be.
Like that's
I would love to be in the center of that sandwich. That would be fucking awesome.
ew. I mean, I'm cool with it, but no, thank you.
Hey man, hey, hey, I'm protected that way. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe if I'm really drunk, but I don't want. But yeah.
Hey, you
So
know I'm sexy, man. Come on.
I mean, I don't know. The other day you were talking about the smelly tighties you were wearing.
Oh
Whatever that was.
yeah, no, yeah,
That was an
I do
awesome
get, I do.
conversation. Oh man. All right, but what I was gonna say was, so what's the agenda? What's the actual agenda that they're doing? Let's talk. Yeah.
Man,
What's the agenda of the? Let's give it a code word. We'll call it the beer plague. What's the agenda of the beer plague? Why, assuming it is engineered, which I am 100% convinced it is. Why would they do what they're doing? What is the point? It's obviously not to kill off the whole world. What is it for? It's to create medical martial law. It's to create the everything that you're seeing basically, but it's the higher goal is medical martial law. They want to force the world into a form of control over their bodies.
yeah, I think it's to put this in here,
Well,
basically.
what did Elon Musk just come out with yesterday? So you could be right, and some people love it, and I'm apprehensive about that shit because, if look, they can hack your phone, they're not going to hack your brain because they're nice people. What are you, crazy? We'll see. We'll see. I'm not, because I'm not a neo-Luddite. I don't hate technology. I fucking love it.
I do too, but
But if I can't control it, then I don't know about you. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
And if it is gonna be a singularity, then I better have some say in how it fucking unfolds, dude. It better not be just, I guess I'm just subsumed into the machine now. Bye bye humanity. That's great.
And,
Bye.
and I think that's going to have a lot to do with the ability to be able to travel anywhere, and that might even be from state to state at some fucking point.
So they want to track you. They already do. Okay, this thing you're holding in your hands is already a perfect tracking device. It is the most perfect invention they've ever created to control humanity, because you can't put it the fuck down for more than 2 minutes. You can't be more than 10 feet away from it. And if it goes bing bong, you fucking drop whatever the fuck you're doing and pick it up. So if they put that in your head, it's over. It's all over. There's no hope. But yeah, so what is the agenda? Bill Gates wants to have it so that you have a chip in your arm that says what kind of fucking vaccinations you've had. They want to force you to have these things. Now, the conspiracy theorists, which I am technically, I guess, in that category, but I tend to be a rational conspiracy theorist. I don't just jump on the bandwagon and say that's what it is. I used to say, if Alex Jones is 50% right, we're 100% fucked, right? And I think he's at least 50% right.
Yeah.
So we're more than 100% fucked. All right. Now, let's say that everyone who's fearing this medical martial law is correct, and they want to control everybody with it. Well, when it first rolls out, it's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. It is going to cure diseases. It is going to come out and make you feel like you don't have to fucking worry about having the coof anymore. It's going to be like, oh, we could administer vaccines easily. We can track who has them. Herd immunity is going to be great. We'll have better control over where people move in the world so we can better use resources. They're going to have all of these wonderful things, and it will be safe. The number of incidents of people having a problem, they will either be zero, or the media will turn them into nothing burgers every time. And they will get you acclimated to this technology. And in the span of a generation, there's some people who talk to, doing what I do, doing what you do, doing what Eric does. We talk to and we know people in some weird places in society, meaning we know people that, they're connected, we'll just say. And I've heard tell, we'll say, through the grapevine, that word on the street among those types of people is this is the last generation of humanity to be truly human. Whatever comes next is going to be a slave, or it's going to be singular. It's going to be something. So this is the last generation of true humans that are walking the earth right now. Now, so what does it ultimately mean? What does it ultimately mean? Does it mean New World Order? Does it mean Alex Jones is right? We're going to get hauled off into boxcars and liquidated? What does it mean? That's the tougher question, because I don't think there's one answer. I think that the people that are ultimately in power behind all of this, they're not completely united on it either. If they were, it would have been done already, if that makes sense. I think that they have conflict amongst them on which is the better course. I think some of them do want to elevate and uplift humanity because, well, I won't get into that, but we'll say in antiquity, humanity was capable of being elevated into perfect avatar status where a god mind can enter us and become, use us as that. Maybe that's the point again, maybe not, I don't really know. But I do think some of them want to put humanity through a crucible and make us as a whole better. They for every person who's a mind-warped, media-consuming fool who can't think for themselves, there's people like us that go, these people are crazy, and we somehow survive, whereas they get churned up in the meat grinder. They get turned into the stew that is the consumer, machinations of the complex, say. Whereas we are like, fuck this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna up the irons, say fuck you, we're gonna live our life the way we want as best as we can. Sometimes we take it on the chin, sometimes we have to duck below the radar, but we're not going anywhere. And we're always going to be doing what we're doing. Even in every society we exist, in every totalitarian dystopia, authoritarian state, there's people gathering around a radio to discuss these things. So it's not over. It's just, so what's going to happen? Well, Lucifer, someone just said becoming Lucifer. Thank you, Yafer. That's a good point, because Lucifer had pointed out to me not too long ago, it is not mankind's destiny as a species to be liberated in the sense that we all experience a free life. No, the natural state of humanity is to be a sheep, is to be a herd being. It's to be part of a pack. It is to be, for better or for worse, at the mercy of someone else. That's the natural state of human genetics, the natural state of our evolution. It is not the other way around. I see all these people going, I'm a wolf. Wolves are extremely submissive creatures to the higher-ups in their pack. When someone says, I'm a wolf, I go, that means that someone can still have your leash. I'm impressed that you don't think you're a sheep, but I wonder about you. I'd rather be something that's completely not like that. I identify more with the crow, personally, myself, but or the raven, perhaps. But these spiritual beings, these mentors, these guides, they do represent a part of us, and humanity is very much a pack animal. So there's going to be people who will naturally, the other part of that is that to make that system work, some people have to evolve individually, not necessarily as a species, but individually as not followers, as not sheep. So in other words, in order for an ant colony to work, there has to be a queen. They can't all be drones. The queen isn't a drone. She's got to be in control of something. So in all of these group dynamic systems, somebody is always the hive mind or the higher mind or the individualist that guides
the cream's always going to rise to the top, and it kind of has to be like that.
It's tough to say cream because I don't necessarily think they are, because there's definitely something to be said for the people who are not in command, right? The leaders, like people like me, I tend to gravitate towards leadership positions, right? But I tend to be lazy. Like I don't accomplish the things other people do. It may not seem that way because of what I've been doing, but I'm generally lazy compared to worker bee type people. And
I am too.
Right? I respect those people. I can't do what they do. Like they look at me and go, Thorne, you're intellect, you're this, you're that. And I go, yeah, but you get up every morning at 7 a.m. and you bust your ass and you build houses and shit. How the fuck? And I will tell you, though, that no matter who you are, when you find your calling in life, you will suddenly become very motivated. You will become the synthesis of those two characters.
And the spirits definitely help you with that.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. So I shouldn't say that leaders aren't hardworking. It's just, it's kind of like the other thing when people think about people with high IQs. Now, I've got an IQ around 140 when I was tested. I'm in the top 2%. It's top 2 standard deviations above average. Now, that sounds awesome, but there's a problem. When you have high intelligence, you tend to get lazy with your intellectual things. You tend to, well, this is easy. I don't need to practice it. You tend to sometimes be absent-minded because you tend to be thinking so much. People think that someone who's got a high IQ should be suddenly in charge of everything, or that they will automatically be the best worker. Absolutely fucking not. The most intelligent people I know are almost always fucking criminals, and people who are outcasts, and people who can't seem to figure out how to work with society because they don't relate, and they tend to cheat. They tend to cheat their way through things, to be honest with you.
I mean, and I
So
guess we all have our specialties, and that's why we do work
yes,
together so well in packs and tribes, because we all have something that
exactly.
we bring to the table that makes the Voltron, basically, that can like
Like,
go out and kick some ass.
and that's why, like, I think people like you and I are moving towards that tribe mentality. And I don't like tribalism. Like, I hate when we have my tribe, your tribe, and we hate each other over it. But we're moving towards that tribal social mentality. I want you in my tribe, right? I want you part of my extended family tribe. We're similar. We have similar ideas. And we all have a strength like a good stew. We come together and we make a better stew.
Or a
And
goulash, even.
a goulash if you're Russian. Um, so yeah, it's very important. It's very remarkable, and people need to understand that if you look at the social orders, okay, they rarely function beyond 200, 250 people at a time. They tend to, once you get beyond that, it tends to become kind of weird. And it turns into cells of 200 or so people. This is why I think originally Facebook you were limited to about 250. I don't remember exactly, but you are limited. Most people, look at your friends on Facebook. People with 2, 3, 4, 5,000 friends like me, you weren't on Facebook, but like EA and other people that are on Facebook. How many of those people do I know and care about?
Ooh, don't be honest.
Why not?
Don't do it.
No, if they want to know, I respect them because I tell them the truth. Like, if I lie to you to butter you up and say I love you all, I don't love you all. Most of you guys could fucking die, and I would never know. Maybe that's horrible, but it's the truth. If I'm lying to you and blowing smoke up your ass and saying that I would die for all of it, no, I wouldn't. Somebody said to me the other day, we have to save the world or this, that, and the other thing. I go, I really don't care if all 7 billion people on this planet burst into flames tomorrow, so long as the about 10 people I care about don't. Everybody else can go fucking screw. So I don't have that morality. I don't have that mentality. Would I prefer to live in a world with a bunch of people that are happy? Absolutely. And that's the ethics side of me. I don't have a morality for it. So, do as thou will, right? That is one of Crowley's best axioms. Do as thou wilteth. Love under law. Love is So
Keck Magic is here now, and did we mention the Hat Man yet? And we actually did. You missed it if you just arrived. So you'll have to go back to the beginning of the stream later and check that out, because DH definitely went over that in depth. And check out his book too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's my second book. It's not my first book. If you're not familiar with me, subscribe. Go to my channel. You just Google DH Thorne. Everything pops up. Especially on YouTube. I'm there.
And look in the description of the video too. It's all there as well.
Yeah, all my books, all my content's there. And most of my videos now, when I put in the first comment, I pin it, and all my stuff's there. So I don't know. I feel a little better. I got some of it off my chest, but it's been very stressful these last couple of days, man. It's been really, I'm so sick of social media and the way that their algorithms will kind of slap you together with people they know you won't just. Okay, here's some stuff. I don't know if you've noticed. Well, you're not on Facebook, so you don't know. If you're on Facebook, you may have noticed this tendency for you to be confronted by people with ideas that you don't like at all. Like, you will probably notice a higher tendency to see posts from people about things you don't agree with. Because Facebook has been caught, and they've proven to be manipulating people. They're doing social experiments on you to manipulate moods. They've actually done this. You can look this up. I think it was moods. It was something along those lines. You can look this up. So if they're doing that just for the hell of seeing if they can do it, you're telling me they don't do it intentionally to manipulate people to be more divisive and angry at one another right now? And I tried to be more tolerant, but so I'm making it so I'm not accepting friend requests for a couple weeks. I'm pretty much, I'm not. If you want to follow my work, I have groups, I have a page. Don't fucking send me a friend request anymore. I block a lot of people now. Fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, I might get back on Facebook one of these days. I mean, I'm definitely going to make an Instagram, but Facebook, man, I don't know, man. It just lowers my vibrations so fucking much. And I'm doing everything I can to keep that shit high, because the world is doing everything it can to lower the shit out of it right now. And, like, I need every bit of my own essence to be as strong and powerful as it can be. And I just don't need that added weight and
It is a weight, dude. I feel it like all around my neck, like just from the last couple of days. And it's and I'm good at dealing with stress because it's like I'm an automatically no mind kind of guy. So I don't, when I do go into an anxiety state, it fucking sucks. It's like, fuck. So it's been like that a lot the last couple days. And, dealing with social media bullshit sucks. Dealing with Facebook groups, dealing with people that say they're your friends and they backstab you, all this kind of shit sucks. It's the toxic environment of social media that sucks. And if I had my way, I wouldn't use my personal account at all for business. It would all be my profile page and my groups, and that would be it. But you got to use your personal page to get people into those groups and all that other stuff. So I end up, to do what I'm doing, I have to. And it's not like I want to be totally antisocial. I do want to talk to people on the internet. I do want to make a post and have people talk about cool shit.
And so do I. I do too.
Right.
But it's like.
But unfortunately, it's like the only way, that and Twitter, and I fucking hate that even more than Facebook. So I do like YouTube a lot. YouTube is definitely one of my. I have more followers on YouTube than anywhere else, so that's a good place to follow me if you're not sure.
and that's why I use like the community tab to post like stupid little shit like pictures of my ass or like whatever.
I saw that.
I'll do. Thank you. I'll do that, and and that way, that's just kind of my way of like Facebooking without really having to Facebook. And like I know that I'm not gonna have to deal with any like stupid bullshit that's gonna like ruin my day. I mean, sure, somebody could pop on and be like, "Oh, your ass is disgusting" or something like that, but I'm not gonna have to see any crazy bullshit or deal with any kind of like drama crap that I just don't want to be a part of. I don't have to fucking deal with that, And New Apprentice gave us another $10 super chat.
Oh shit.
Said blessings to all of us and to everybody to have a good night. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
We're gonna have to give that guy a prosperity ritual with how much prosperity he gives to us, like in his different way. I mean, we're gonna have to like fucking send back some of that to him, man.
Oh, dude, I'm doing something special for him tomorrow night. Complimentary for his birthday. And it's going to make it really fucking special, and I cannot wait to do that with him tomorrow night. And I've been working with him for at least a year now, and he's like come so fucking far. I'm so fucking proud of him.
Cool.
And love him like a brother. So if you're still here, New Apprentice, fuck yeah, dude. Thank you. Thank you, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, you and I and everybody, we should start using BitChute more. I have an account there. I've got like 75 subs, and I do post there once in a while, but it's not as active. So I got to go where the eyeballs are to keep food on the table, basically. I'm not a rich guy. I live off of my work, but it's like, you kind of like keeping even with the bills sometimes when it's, especially after the coronavirus comes out. It's like, fuck. It's hard to make that ends meet when nobody can afford anything. So it's like, spirituality is a low priority for people who can't eat, who can't afford their bills. So, I often told people like, don't buy my shit for a little while, but it's tough, and I guess, at some point we're all going to have to migrate to places where you can have more open speech and be able to speak your mind, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I've had a medium friend of mine that's been telling me for years that I'm going to end up in South America at some point, and I'm like, what? South America? Like, really? And he's like, yeah, and I'm just like, wow, and it like scares the shit out of me to even think of that reality, but, I know that I can't resist change in my life. If that's what really needs to happen at some point, depending on what happens in the world, then if that's what I got to do, that's what I got to do. I mean, throughout history, that's what people have always had to do at some point or another. They've had to like pick up, and go wherever they need to go so they can live the life that they want to live. And, I hope it doesn't come to that, but if that's what it comes to, I mean, it looks like it very well could with the crazy shit that's going on all around the fucking world, but especially here in the States. It's just getting fucking crazy. It's turning more into a powder keg every single fucking day. People, their minds are so fucking full of crazy bullshit. Everything is so convoluted. I don't know anymore, man. It's
a lot of the rich people went to, I think somebody said Costa Rica. I think that's what it was. There's a couple of states in South America where a lot of rich people migrated to or emigrated or made their summer homes for just this reason. You'll notice that a lot of people who were informed, they left this country or they died in the last few years. Here, let me give you some. Let me give you some fun stuff that I've talked about before. Did anybody wonder? Did anybody notice the interesting coincidence where all of the major movie series, movie trilogies completed last year, where all of the major TV shows, where not TV shows because actually those are fine, but where all of the major content things kind of ended, and where suddenly like all of these people are just disappearing, dying, and they're all like basically retiring off this earth. And all of this shit's breaking loose this year. It's like they knew it was coming, right?
Oh, dude, I got a great example for you, man. I bought Orly and myself fucking tickets for this June. I bought them back in January for Marilyn Manson and fucking Ozzy. And then all of a sudden I get an email like in February or so, early February, that due to Ozzy's health concerns, and this is like 4 months down the road, that the tour has been canceled. And then when Corona hits, I'm like, oh shit, it's like that motherfucker fucking knew.
Yeah, exactly. They do know. And you'll see like one of my favorite YouTubers, Styx Hexenhammer. He gets married and moves to the fucking Netherlands and hasn't been back since this shit started. I don't think he can, but it's like he fucking ejected from this shit. It's so fucking funny. And it's like I'm watching him and I'm just thinking, that motherfucker's probably happy as fuck he's not here right now having to deal with this shit.
Fuck yeah, dude. I know I would be. Shit.
Yeah.
The
right?
fuck, man?
And there's places in the world I don't know if I'd want to live my life because I like my Second Amendment, guys. You know,
I do too. I got a closet full of guns right now.
Right? I don't want to give that up. But you know, I have friends from South America and stuff, and they'll tell you, you know, even if the country's not okay with guns, everyone has them anyway. They just don't fucking share them out to like they don't report them and shit. So it's not like like you'd be disarmed necessarily, but I don't know. You know, that's the question. Would I be comfortable there? Well, I love the movie Avatar. Right?
Oh, me too.
I would fucking give both of my nuts and probably one of my arms to fucking, you know, go fucking be in that world. Right? That's
dude.
like, that's one of my fucking dream iterations. Right? But you know, and South America's got that basically. They got the green version of the blue forest, right?
And it's got my fucking beloved fucking plant medicine ayahuasca, and I could fucking become an ayahuasquero and fucking just like bliss the fuck out into fucking eternity there, you know, and like that would be fucking amazing. And thank you, New Apprentice, for another $10 super chat, motherfucker. And he says that the fucking Jupiter ritual is fucking paying off for him. Thank you so much. If you go to my website, jdtemple.info, you can sign up for that fucking rite on my website, and it has done me so fucking well. It keeps me so fucking busy, and, you know, my income is enough to support multiple fucking households. I do have a lot of business debt that I'm still paying back, and when that's done, I can support 4 fucking households every goddamn month if I needed to. But yeah,
I could use a sugar daddy, but unfortunately I'm not good at being that guy. So you know, if you don't mind that I just be like the lazy housewife that sits around and fucking plays video games all day, we'll probably be
you're cute enough to do it. So fuck yeah, and sweet enough too. So
no, I just play it on TV. I'm actually a dick.
Oh, okay, that's okay. You can be a dick. You can be a dick like part of the time. I mean, most people are, so that's okay.
Yeah, true. You know, it's funny. Once I got on a keto, like I have a big problem with mosquitoes for a while. Once I got on a keto, mosquitoes don't bite me now.
They don't bite me either.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe I should go to fucking South America, because that was always one of the things was like, I'd love to live in a tropical rainforest, except I hate humidity and heat, and I hate bugs. But if I could find one that's more of like a temperate rainforest or something, I could deal with checking it out. Maybe I'd like it. You know, I always want to see Peru, like Machu Picchu and all that stuff.
Oh my god, me too, man. Oh my god,
right?
Fuck yeah, dude. That would be fucking amazing. I mean, that would be so fucking amazing. Not, you know, I know we would have to probably give up a lot of the luxuries and things that we have, or that we think of as luxuries, but I think that the trade-offs would just be so fucking awesome. And I would
definitely
love to experience that shit.
I mean, half of the stress that I have in life comes from this fucking box and this bullshit, you know, more than half, you know, and so I think you got a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I need a little spritz of fucking everybody needs a little sage right now. It's fuck yeah. I'm getting that rainforest vibe from it, and let's add in a little bit of this fall night long too, shall we? Oh yeah. I wish y'all could all smell this mix right now. It's my own proprietary JD Temple blend. It's fucking beautiful.
And you told me you took a shower before you did this.
I did, and I even put on some cologne as well. I put on some Tuscany. Yeah, I did. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, when I was when I was 16, me and my boy CR, we went to like the I don't know one of the high school dances together, and his dad Russ, my fucking one of my fucking spirit guides, I fucking love you motherfucker. He gave us some fucking Tuscany, and that shit was so fucking on point, and we actually called it wet pussy. That was the name for the cologne. So yeah, I don't usually
Well,
call it
doesn't
wet
what's her
pussy.
name? Gwyneth Paltrow. Doesn't she have a the vagina candles? That's right. She's got the vagina
Oh, does
scented
she
candle.
really? Oh, wow.
Ugh,
I'm gonna have to look into
no,
that.
thank you.
No, I might.
I
I
figured you'd
like.
like
I
that.
like
I
that.
figured you'd want that. I knew you'd be
Oh,
like,
you
ooh, I
know
want
I
one of
do.
them.
Oh, you know I do. Oh my God. Fuck yeah, I love it. I love it, dude. Fucking primal, dude. Fucking El Natural, man. I fucking love that shit. Yeah.
Well, you and I won't be sharing the same bungalow in
That's
South America. That's
okay.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey. Hey. It'll keep some people out, but it'll bring some people in. It's whatever you're into, whatever you like.
The law of attraction,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
It's like a porn star threw up in here. What the fuck is going on?
Hey.
All right, let's see. My incense is burned out. Which one? I got cinnamon.
Oh, I love
Uh,
fucking cinnamon, man. That is fucking awesome. And while you're lighting
I have
your
faith.
incense, I'm going to open a fucking package that I got today and show everybody what I have here and see what you think. This is from Etsy. It is an assortment, and let me tell you who the Etsy seller is. So if you like it, ooh, they sent me some cool fucking prints of some cool shit too. Wow, holy shit. Okay, that's cool. This is from what is the store? Oh, the Goddess and the Goat. So it is the Goddess and the Goat. Oh, hey, Pico, don't eat the wire, please. Don't be a scamp right now. So this is from the
I need a new kitty.
from the Goddess and the Goat. Okay, I have like two that you can have. But you have to like clear that with Orly first. But
I so want a cat, but we have. My wife
no,
wants it even more than I do. But we have a bird, and we have like
no,
snakes and dogs. It would just be, and plus the mess that we live in because we're very cluttery people. Oh,
no. I was until recently. I've been on a decluttering binge here lately, and it feels really good. Like I am naturally a very cluttery person too, because I bring like everything I find into the house and just find a place for it. And
yes.
you know how that goes.
I, I layer it all around me so I don't have to move.
Yeah, right.
Like this is why you'll see me like turn around and pick something up. Now I use this space for rituals, right?
Stop. Sorry.
And I'll have to like completely declutter sometimes because like the energy is like all wrong. But then other times it'll be like I look around, I'm like, wow, I got like all of these ritual tools and things that are like ornamentally placed, and it's like, ugh, I just want to live in that like wizard's like like that sorcerer's lab that's just
You just need
constantly
some
filled.
shelving. Get some shelving. Some
I have it. I
bookcases.
just cover it up with my curtains because it's like you don't need to see my gun fucking
Stop. Oh my
maintenance kit.
god.
You don't need to see my gun maintenance fucking shelf. You don't need to see all that. So
I have tubs upon tubs, stacked tubs of like so much ritual shit that I don't even know like exactly what I have. I'll get something to use for some specific thing, and then it either just like ends up in a random place or on the floor in a pile, and then I'm just like, shit, what am I gonna do with this now? I have nowhere to put it. It's gonna go in a tub and go in the closet, and then I'm probably gonna buy another one. Both of these cats are eating this cord right now. I don't know what the fuck is so amazing about this cord. But this is one of the shirts that I've gotten from the Goddess and the Goat. So this is a
oh yeah,
Baphomet tank top right here. I don't usually buy white, but it was on
I
sale.
was
Will
just
you
gonna say,
fucking
but it
stop?
still looks good as
Do
white
you
though.
like it? Yeah.
I wouldn't wear white. I'm not the right shape for white, but that is a good fucking
Well, I'm
shirt.
probably gonna get something on it. But, oh my god, I'm so sorry. The cats are fucking just like, I don't know what has gotten into them, like what is happening, but they are just like really getting into it.
Yeah.
So now I also have another. You motherfucker! Oh my god! Don't pull your claw off. Okay, so this is
I hate when you
another awesome ass tank top here. So we have
okay, I
this
like
one
that
as
one too. Yeah.
well, then in black. And let's see what else we have. We got two more. I got another. This is like the same one, but in white.
Oh, I like that. That's nice and sharp
Yeah,
too. I
you
like
like
that.
it? Yeah, it was only
I like
like $10 as well on sale.
I mean, not to just plug myself. I do have my own Teespring, but I don't have one like that. That's pretty cool. I should get something like that going.
And this is a long sleeve.
Okay.
Another
Cool.
a black long sleeve of Baphomet here. Yep. So I'm gonna be rocking this one in the fall on my streams.
Yeah, man.
So yeah.
That's fucking cool, dude.
Thank
I think
you.
Yeah, that's cool. And you said it's an Etsy store that
It
makes
is.
all that?
It's an Etsy store. I got all 4 of these shirts for $44.95.
What?
Yeah, because it was usually $61, but it was $18.30 in discounts.
Send me a link to them. Do they have triple X? Well, I won't need that much longer, but for as long as I need
I
it, do they
think
have triple
so.
X?
I believe so. Yeah, I think so.
Send me a link, dude. I'll check it
I
out.
definitely will. Yeah, I definitely will. And another awesome Etsy store that I got my Lover's Tarot card tank top from is called The Ghoulish Garb. So check out The Ghoulish Garb as well. They're really awesome. I've been like going Etsy crazy here lately, buying a lot of clothing from them. And I have another Killstar haul of some really cool leggings that are going to be coming. The ones that are kind of, like these right here. I know I wore these last night, so don't judge me because I'm wearing the same pants. I only wore them for like 2 hours last night.
See, that's what's cool about being goth. I wear the same clothes every day, but it's just they're clean clothes. It's like if you guys ever watched Darkwing Duck and he'd open up his closet and he just had row after row of the same thing, that's me. I have 5 or 6 of the same shirt, 5 or 6 of the same pants, and I accessorize. That's how I make it special. I'll wear different necklaces and shit. That's how I make it me. I hate wearing logos. I will wear sigils, but I won't wear logos. So it's like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Like,
where's your glove tonight?
I figured to go casual.
I love that. That's one of my favorite fucking things. One of your favorite accessories of yours.
I will put it on. Well, it's actually, I think I told you why I wear it. So there's 2 reasons, and EA pointed out one of them, and it's kind of like an armor. I'm always armored, and there's actually multiple layers of that. When I did a lot of knife fight training and stuff, you wear the leather on your offhand. And this can be used and this one's got a metal plate in it, so I put this around my wrist side so you can't slash my tendons.
Nice.
But that's just a little street stuff. But no, this is one of the reasons I wear this, especially in ritual. People say, "Why do you wear one glove? What do you Michael Jackson or something?" I go, "No, it's yin yang. It's the essential." Oh. It's so this is the sinister hand. This is my light bearing hand. So when I do ritual, yes, it's got a protective element to it, of course, and I almost throw out and I wear these in public like this. I walk around like this. But the intention is I understand that as a right-handed person, some people are left-handed, so it might be different for you. I'm not that person, so I've never experienced the difference, but I've heard when you're a lefty, everything I'm about to tell you is reversed. But when you're right-handed, your yin side, the side that is the womb, that is the receiver, that is the passive, that is the yin side of the yin yang is your left. And the other side is your assertive side, your creative side. So like when I'm doing energy work, like when I'm using a crystal like this one or something, if I'm receiving, I'll hold it in this hand. Like if I'm looking for messages, I'll put it in this hand, and I will feel the energy going in through me. When I'm trying to charge it, I'll put it in this hand, and I'll charge into it. When I'm trying to create a circuit, I'll go like this, and this creates a much more, a current of energy. You can do the same thing at a distance, so
that's a beautiful crystal too. What is that you have right there?
These are 2 of my favorites. This one's this is actually the one that I use in Shadownomicon as the corrupted stone that you would have. This is not the one I use though. The one I use is secret. No one will ever see it. It's a piece of mahogany obsidian. You can use regular obsidian for that. You can use smoky quartz as well. I like mahogany obsidian. If you can get the right piece, usually they're a little orange looking. This guy, when I bought this, I was blown away because it is so just
that's gorgeous.
Demonically red.
Yeah. I love that.
So it's black and red.
Wow.
It's a very sinister stone. It's very much associated with protection, root chakra, all that kind of good
Where'd
shit.
you find that?
Etsy.
Nice.
Almost all my favorite stones are from Etsy.
Wow.
This I got from a local New Age shop. This is my other. I'm not gonna say it's either my second or third favorite stone between the 2 of them, maybe equal. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's up there. This is Kambaba Jasper, and what I like about this, and I'll let this one come up closer. This has a very old ones feel, right? This one is very much that Lovecraftian current feel. This has that especially when you understand that this is algae that was formed like 3 billion years ago or some
Wow.
crazy shit. So it's a fossil of algae from like 3 billion years ago. And if you connect to a good piece of Kambaba jasper, you can kind of feel that old one's energy, that ancient life energy, that you want to talk about ancient soul of the earth, that Gaia energy, but that also that Lovecraftian weirdness, that stone will potentially pump that right into you if you open yourself to it. It's a really good stone. So,
Those have to be expensive as shit. What are those, like $400 or $500 or what?
oh God, I wish not. No, they're not like that. I got they were both about or under 100.
No
I think
way. Really?
yeah, the
Wow.
Kambaba I think
They're
might have been
huge.
75.
Holy shit.
Well, obsidian is cheap as shit. So obsidian is
Yeah, that's
glass. It's
true.
volcanic
Yeah,
glass. It's
yeah.
not expensive. No, my most expensive per ounce is my moldavite. Those
Oh
stay,
God, yeah.
which is just glass too. And most of the coolest stones are glass. Um, oh, here's one. Nuamite. That one's a hard one to find, actually. Nuamite. I've been looking at New Age shops for years trying to find a piece of Nuamite. I finally found some on Etsy that I didn't hate. But this isn't the best piece of it. But it's going to just look like a black sphere on camera, but it's
Ooh,
actually
I
got
see it.
flakes of, yeah. So this was like a sorcerer's stone.
Yeah, I
That's
love
what
those flecks in there.
my other favorite would be Labradorite.
I love that
Uh,
too.
yeah, this is a cool piece. It's got some pretty good flashes in
Oh
it.
yeah. Gorgeous.
Excellent stone for astral visions. Excellent stone. Um, then I have a piece. Oh, what the fuck? Red jasper. It's a type of red jasper. I forget what. But I like this one because it almost looks like it's got black streaks in it. They're not black, but it looks really mottled in black and red, so it's pretty cool. And that one's got a very interesting energy. And then, of course, carnelian, which, some people associate with Lucifer and some other things.
I
But
use that a
carnelian,
lot. Carnelian,
right?
yep.
It's really good for the sacral and solar plexus. Really good. And root. It's good for
Yeah,
all of
yep.
the three. It's great for that.
I always take a bunch
Great.
of those and I'll give them away to random people at Soul Quest when I go. Like when I'm on my journey of I'll venture over near somebody, Pico, oh my god. And I'll always give them one of those and like everybody just fucking loves it and they like really, really feel the energy in it. Like especially when you're on one of those journeys, it's just like, yeah, fuck yeah. Will you please stop?
I think something about, and stones are awesome. They're definitely a big piece of my magical ritual process. Mostly for meditation, though. I don't use them in rituals as often. I use them more for aligning energies in myself, working with, meditation. And when I do a ritual, I'll sometimes use it as a filter or a projector or a storage device. Absolutely good shit. I love crystals. I am not expert on crystals and herbs, but crystals are one of my more favorite hobbies when it comes to this stuff. I do like learning them. So good stuff. Use them, guys.
And, that's something I think a lot of people overlook, because there's so many different varieties. I know it can be like very intimidating, when you're just like looking at all these different stones and and their prices vary. And then you're looking at the properties and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, what should I go with? What should I choose? What am I trying to do right now? And most people are trying to do everything under the sun, so it's very hard to decide.
So that's a piece of citrine, that costs like $60.
Oh yeah, it's hard to find real citrine too, and so that's fucking beautiful. Yeah, I use citrine a lot when working with Bael, especially, and that really, really empowered working with him a great fucking deal.
What, citrine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to try that with him.
Yep.
Well, it's a very solar plexus stone, right? So, yeah, I can see that because Bael's very much a doer, right? He's very much a doer.
Mm-hmm.
So his Marduk energy, he's got that that bell, that Marduk, that Jupiter. He's very much a Jupiter.
Yep, I was using it for money working with Bael, and that's in my writing in the Compendium of Bael. Like one of the main manifestation, especially when it comes to money. Working with him, the center point of implementation wise anyway was a big piece of citrine. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. There's definitely systems where you can use them as idols or ways to install spiritual energy into. They're good stuff. I mean, you don't have to use them, but I think big thing if you're going to use crystals and stuff is avoid synthetics.
Mm-hmm.
They can work, because they're just an object. You can imbue them with whatever intention you want. But I find natural stones that have spent a long time as a stone in this world are better. You know, natural stones, they have a soul to them. It's you can feel the difference.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I also tend to like either very natural formed stones with minimal, like a little shaping is fine, but when they're over processed, I don't love it. Like when you go to the New Age store and they got the little racks of just all the little pebbles, they never did it for me. I would pick them up and I'd like a few of them, and they're cool. No, I'd always gravitate to the big stones, the ones that are unique or special or natural. I always gravitate.
And I have an awesome guy, and I can put this in the comments. If you go, you can find him on Facebook under Dakota Chimes. His name is Randy Goodyear. So Dakota Chimes, Randy Goodyear on Facebook. He'll ship you anything you want. And he has got at least 30 years experience in dealing with different stones. He's got a very, very amazing source that he gets these things from. And, you know, he was telling me about citrine, and he's like, you know, a lot of the citrine that you find is not actual citrine because you can take other stones and heat them up to a certain temperature, and they'll turn the color of citrine, and most people will pass that off as being like actual citrine when it's not. He is unbelievable. I've made so many purchases from him. He's got real deal moldavite. He's got citrine, any kind of quartz that you want. Big pieces too. And his prices are really, really fucking great. You can do a quick PayPal transaction. He'll ship things to you, you know, typically in 3 to 4 days. He's out of Newport News, Virginia. But again, you can find him again on Facebook under Dakota Chimes, like a Dakota Indian, Dakota Chimes, Randy Goodyear. So yeah, check him out.
I'll have to look him up. I'll have to remember that
He's
because
awesome.
I'm always looking for a good mineral. And so like that citrine that I showed you, it is heat treated citrine. According to the placard I was given, it's real citrine, but they heat treated it to bring out the color. So I don't know if he'd consider that fake or not, but maybe he would. But
no, he was telling me, what was it? I don't know what.
Because he's right about the heat treat stones, like amethyst.
That's what he was saying. Amethyst. They will heat up amethyst and turn it into citrine. Yeah, or pass it off as that. Yeah. Yep.
A lot of these are quartz subtypes, right? They're all part of the quartz. They're on the quartz family. So, for those of you beginning with stones too, I recommend. This is one of the reasons why I like this, even though most of these are fake, they're plastic or whatever. When you're starting out with stones and you want to know what you should get to start with, I recommend a set of chakra stones. They're really go to your New Age store and or go to Etsy, do a little research. Sometimes you can find a collection of them that's what they are. You can sometimes ask the clerk at a store; they might know. Most of the time, they have no fucking clue what you're talking about. You can look it up. You can find out which stones are good for each chakra, and then select a stone for each one. I say that because they do work very well with the chakra system. They definitely do. So keep that up. So.
And I also got a piece of a meteor from him too, and I've used that in several different rituals. Especially Zolak is talking about using moldavite to contact certain aliens, and I've used a big piece of meteorite for that
Tektite.
too.
All tektites give you connection to other worlds, and moldavite is a form of tektite. So my main ritual staff actually has a chunk of tektite in the tip of it, and when if you watch, I think in the video I sent to you when I did that ritual, I think I used the staff. You'll notice that I'll hold the end of it and I'll kind of trance out while I'm holding it. I'm connecting with that stone and using it as a gateway to connect to spirits. Tektite is a superb gateway stone for alien worlds, quite literally, is what they say. Now, moldavite is in that spectrum. Moldavite is a form of tektite. It's green tektite that landed in Moldavia or whatever the hell the name of the place is in Czechoslovakia. It's like it fell around this river. It's the only place where it's green. Normal tektite is black to yellow. And so that yellow in it actually resonates well. So like moldavite resonates with the heart and all chakra. Tektite, regular tektite, is usually on the yellow side. If you hold it under a lamp, like it almost looks like brown glass, like a beer bottle. So it actually resonates really well with your solar plexus. So they're all useful. Like don't worry. And if you're not sure, quartz works for everything. Quartz is everything. Quartz is an everything.
We got a new super chat from New Apprentice. Thank you, New Apprentice, for the $10 super chat. He said, I get 300% more back when I give the blessings out from the Jupiter ritual with Nikita. Will you stop eating the bag? I'm going to have to go put this in the trash. The cats are eating the packaging and they're going crazy on it.
They're making me hungry. What is the catnip in there?
No, it's just this. They're just, I need to go give them some real quick so they'll get the fuck out of here because they're all going crazy. They're eating the fucking wires. See this shit?
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
I see that, man. I miss. That cat looks a little bit like the one I had. My favorite cat, Tuna. I miss that cat.
Let me do that really quickly because they are really driving me fucking nuts. Y'all are gonna fucking make me go crazy. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'll entertain everybody. I'll start stripping or juggling or something.
Oh my god.
What do you guys want to see? Let me see in the comments. Do you want to see me do like something? I don't know. I'm so used to having guests lately. I don't know what to talk about without somebody there. Let me look at the comments. Let's do that. Let's see.
Oh my god.
Yeah, David Morgan says, okay, good point about amethyst being, okay, cool.
Like Jesus, man, really.
Don't say Jesus. Fuck that dude. Just kidding.
Come here.
That's actually a video I'm thinking about making soon on my channel. He's talking about how I'm not like anti-Christian per se.
There you go. Get that shit.
Do a dance. All right. People saying I'm not much of a dancer, guys. I don't cut a rug really good with my body. I use knives and things. Twerk. You don't want me to twerk, dude. That won't just be a clap. It'll be like a fucking sonic boom. Yeah, stall. Stall, everybody. Stall, quick. I'm gonna stall. Stall for time. All right, let me roll up. Let me see. Let's see. I saw some comments and questions earlier that I thought might be fun to bring up. I should just do, what I should do, a live stream of just me writing in my
Thank fucking God.
I bet you guys definitely get a kick out of that. Source adversary, dude, show us your wardrobe, dude. Sure. Fuck you, dude. Wardrobes, I love, even though what I said about I'm very simplistic, I'm actually very stylish at heart. One of my friends, Lord Josh Allen, he's a
I love him, dude. I love him so much. Yes,
dude. We got to get him on a stream.
I know.
But he's in Europe, so we got to get him at the right time.
He's so
love
awesome.
this guy.
I do too. His shit on Lamont, I was like, fuck yeah, I really want to get into Lamont so much. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
He's a brilliant. Now,
I know.
I have a different perspective about certain things, but the guy knows his shit. He's eloquent and elegant and all the right words that I can't make come out of my mouth. He's all of those things. He's a snappy motherfucking dresser, and that's what I love about him. Some guy I knew called him a peacock. I'm like, motherfucker, give me a peacock any day over somebody who wears adult clothing that looks like child's. Let me tell you something.
He has his shit made too. It's all custom made. It's fucking crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean, my wife made my ritual robe that you often see me in, but I don't, I know what you mean. That's gorgeous. I love it. And what's one thing I don't like about the modern world? Even in the 80s and 90s, people had a better fashion sense. Today, everybody looks like they're grown-up children. People wear the same blocky, fucking off-the-rack shit. Nobody styles themselves. And if you dress like I do, people are like, what's wrong with that guy? And I'm not that different. I just wear a few things different than everybody. Now, that's cool for me because I'm a psychic vampire, and I just pay attention to me, bitches. Give me that energy. That's great. But it's what's wrong with people? What happened to people being different? Where did that go? That's why I love the 80s. It was so, at least people accessorized, people bracelets.
Too. Jesus Christ. Right? Fuck yeah, dude. Oh my God.
Oh man. New Apprentice again.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Thank you, brother. He said, I will go to your website and purchase your rituals. Any that you recommend. What do you recommend?
Oh geez. All right. So for people interested in my ritual services, it's a little complicated because I don't do rituals based on money and command, if that makes sense. I consider myself like a magical life coach or a magical advisor, and I will do rituals for you, but it has to be something that we agree upon together is a necessary act. I would be more inclined to teach you to do your own, so I do everything with a consult first with some exceptions. I have affordable rituals that I do offer, but they're more like blessings and things. There's simple candle spells, stuff like that. If you want the bigger workings, a very useful one for people Apparently, Asenath Mason has one like it as well. I wasn't aware of this when I started offering it, but is a ritual where you can sacrifice your regrets and your sins to Azazel for in exchange for a blessing and the pacification of your own soul, basically. So instead of going to a Catholic church and you're going through whatchamacallit, confessional, you will use Azazel as the scapegoat that he always has been. You will offer unto him that negativity that you don't want to deal with, and that will be something that you can exchange for a literal blessing. It's kind of like transmuting a curse into a blessing. I have several others there. If you look at my website, it really is not about what ritual I'm better at or I think is better. It's what will be better for you. Like JD, like you and I talked, you did a ritual for me, you asked me, and I don't let people do rituals for me. I'm very selective about that. And I was honored when you offered it and I accepted it. And then when I did one for you, like it wasn't just like, let me just do some ritual for you. Are you okay with that? I read you. I was like, what do you need? What does this guy need? What does he really need right now? And that's what I based it on.
And it was so amazing, dude. It was so amazing. I just need to let everybody know that, like, once you have a personal magical experience with D.H. Thorne, it's very, very fucking intimate, very fucking powerful. The video brought me to fucking tears, and it was the most moving experience that I have ever experienced in my life. Like, dude, like
I got no words to respond to that. I appreciate that, brother. I don't take compliments well. This is something I did for you, brother.
Dude, that shit was fucking like life altering, fucking like otherworldly. I don't even really have words to describe it. I was sitting there in a hotel room watching the video going, what the fuck? And the manifestation, what the changes that it made in my life were just, I mean, transformative is not even the word. It set a course of things that have been continuing to fucking unwrap and unravel in my life, like in such a profound, positive way. It was exactly what I fucking needed. You knew exactly what the fuck I needed. It delivered in every fucking way, and it is continuing to, and I can't thank you enough, man. Like, fuck.
Make an offering to the spirit in question that I invoked for you.
All right, I need to. You're right. I need to do that.
Give him a little bit of, because he comes and goes in my life, and when people need him, he's the first one I talk about because he's very, very, very gentle, very, very helpful. And I don't do the rituals people want. I read you. I try to find what your higher self is trying to tell me. Sometimes I use cards. Sometimes I just stare at you for a little while and we talk. And I just read your energy. I go, no, this is what this motherfucker needs. I know what he wants. I know he's trying to get out of me. So if you want to know what to do for being a new magician, new apprentice, you might be better served by my mentorship course. It's cheaper for one thing. It's not, my high-end rituals, approach $300 or more. Like if you try to get a familiar out of me, we're talking $400, $500, $600. That's not a cheap one because I source material for it. In other words, so this is one of my familiars. Okay. It's the anchor for it. So I have to go and find an anchor object, a container. I have to do ritual over it. I go to antique stores to find it for you. It's not a cheap process. I spend a lot of time on it. For everything else, though, honestly, if you're a beginner, you need to practice for yourself. Don't get me wrong. Get your rituals from the experts if you need them. I'm not trying to tell you to stop, doing what works for you. But I'm the type of person that my goal is to get you off of me. I'm more like, if we're talking about that tribe mentality, I'm that shaman that is not trying to do for you. I'm trying to educate you. I'm trying to guide you. Yes, I'll do a ritual for you. Yeah, I'll dance around the fire for you. I'll chant the name of a god for you. I'll get that. But you can do it for yourself. And so I like to do that for people. Now, will I do a ritual for you to show you how? Yes, I will. I mean, I do that stuff too. So if it's working for you, if you need the help from people like me and JD, by all means, you don't have to stop. But me personally, I like to meet with somebody, do a consult, really know what the fuck I'm getting into. Because when I do ritual for you, remember what I said earlier in the stream. I'm not changing your life. I'm changing my life. right? I'm doing a ritual so that I manifest what I'm trying to manifest. My manifestation is for you to be a happily served customer. So when I'm doing the ritual, I'm not actually doing anything for you. The ritual you're getting is a video recording of what I did. The energy of that is stored in the recording, if you will. It's like a big sigil. It's like I made a sigil for you out of paper, except it's a video form ritual. It's containing energies and ideas and neurolinguistic programming, the whole fucking works. So that when you watch this video, especially when you do it in the frame of mind that you should be in when you're observing such things, you will release that intention because it's really inside yourself. So this video is unlocking something you've got pent up, and I'm releasing it that way. That's my view of it. So for me, I'll manifest in that ritual. I'm doing a ritual. I manifest a happy customer every fucking time. Never had a complaint, not once. Always fucking works. Does it work for them every time? I don't know. I honestly don't know because I'm not in their universe. But in my version of everything, yes, it works every time. I got plenty of, and it's not about that for me. For me, it's about the experience. Like JD, the one I did for you, I didn't care if I manifested something in your life. The important part was the message of the ritual. That was the important part.
And that was well received too. It
Right.
made total sense as well. Like I was like, God damn, like like without a doubt, dude. It was like I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, that I get that. Like absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew that in my mind, you know, but it was something that I was really like a reality that I was like unwilling to face in so many ways because I'm in like so many other people impatient as fuck and want everything right now, and I really don't want to have to like go through periods of time or have to face certain things, you know, and I just kind of wanted, but it was something that I totally accepted, and I'm glad that I did because everything has really panned out, and it's something that I'll be able to share with everybody in the next 30 days. You know, not the details of the ritual, but the manifestation of it, and it's really beautiful and it's really amazing, and like it's blessed me so much. I'm humbled by it. Like, thank you. And
Dude, like I said, when we first started talking, like months ago, when we sort of bumped into each other on Facebook and everything, and there was that weird energy where we weren't supposed to be friends yet. Like you can tell, like you, me, and Eric, we weren't supposed to be friends yet. It was supposed to be a while.
oh, dude, I was in a fucked up place, so I'm so glad you
Mm-hmm.
didn't get to know me then. Oh my god.
I was still wet behind the ears and everything else. It would have been weird, but now it was our time to be friends. And when you started interacting with me on live streams and stuff I was doing, it was like instant where I was like, no, this guy is part of my soul family for sure. This guy, I don't know if we'll always be walking side by side on this path, but dude, for as long as we're together as friends on this, dude, you are definitely my soul brother. Like there's no question. You're one of, you belong here with, and I belong there too.
Fucking
so,
A.
And that's why, like when you said, I'll do a ritual for you, I never say yes. Like you can ask any one of my friends that does magic. They're like, I'm like, I got it. No, we're good. And it's I don't like letting people tinker with my toy box. You know what I mean? And I was like, no, I could trust this dude to fucking do. I don't want to be too vulgar because I'm already being vulgar. I trust you to do fucking dick surgery on me, bro. I'd like, with a chainsaw, I'd be like, nah, he's gonna do it with love. It's gonna be all right.
Yes, with skillful precision with a crude implement. Yeah.
Right? I would trust you to try anyway. There's not many people I would. So
Thank you.
you're good.
I was honored,
And this is
man.
why I apprecied it, man. I do.
Absolutely. And we got another super chat too before I forget about it. I don't want to
Yeah, like
overlook it. Well, I had to scroll back up to this one from Al Armor. Thank you for that, sweetheart. Any tips on Servitor creation for their maximum effectiveness? Thanks, gents. You're welcome.
You go first, dude. My mouth's getting tired. Man.
Whenever I haven't worked with any servitors in a while, actually, but whenever I do it, I usually like to create. I like to kind of go within and intuitively create an effigy out of clay that speaks to me, that comes through very, very strongly. I will make that out of clay and give it a name. I'll definitely give it a lifespan as well. Usually 30 or 60 days. And then I will put it in a specific place in my home. If it's not on my altar, it will be somewhere else I usually like to put it like somewhere in the heart of the home. Because usually when I'm creating servitors, most of the time I'm doing it for protection, most of the time, kind of like a ward, if you will.
Yep.
And I will consecrate it with oil. There are certain cases where I'll even consecrate them. I usually don't. I'm not always going to like feed it blood or anything of that nature. I have fed them semen before, but usually I'm just going to feed them consecrated oil and give them a lot of intention. And it always has an expiration date. But I haven't really worked with servitors a whole hell of a lot. I did years ago, but I haven't really in a long time, to be honest with you.
I'm a fan of them. Likewise, I don't use them all the time. Very similar, I will say that you need usually an object, a drawing, or creation. It can either be yours or something crafted that represents the being. Okay, represents the idea. So I have a friend of mine. She makes these little spooters. She calls them. Let's see.
A little spooter. That's cute.
Yeah,
I like that.
Little spooters. She makes little. So. She makes little spooters. This is on one of my back altars there. So she makes these little spooters.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I said, you know what? I could use another ward in my home because I'm getting more popular and there's more douchebags out there that mean me harm, right? Not that I'm worried. I don't seem to ever really get hit with anything. But even there, once in a while, you have a run of bad luck. You're like, who the fuck's doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Probably. Before I even say that, remember, you can be cursed without a ritual, guys. People can curse you just by hating your ass. But anyway, so I said I wanted to have another protector in the home. And so I created basically a spider, and an astral spider, that their webs are crisscrossing my environment. And any energy or being that comes here that means me harm is entrapped in them, and then she and her children feed on them.
Ooh.
I use Lilith as the divine being that would give it birth, essentially, with my intention as the creative energy. So I created this thought form. What you're really doing is you're creating a thought form. To make a servitor work well, it should be something that there's two schools of thought: set it and forget it, or treat it like an imaginary friend, like a tulpa, and just constantly interact with it so it becomes stronger. So depending upon your intention, you may want to do one or the other. Good servitors are short-lived, or they recycle, or they do something along those lines. Because if it lives forever, they turn into egregores. They become self-aware. They start to become problematic. They can sometimes become a pest. They can sometimes backfire on you. This is why JD was saying they always have an expiration date. You should also pretty much always have a self-destruct button in your mind, either a command or just the, if I will you to be gone, you will be gone. You should have that ability in your heart so that you know, if this offends me, it is gone. And that's a very key thing. Sometimes it's a code word. Sometimes it's literally just like, if I light this candle, you're fucked. As long as you got that in your head and it's part of the creation, it's good. I would also recommend you journal it. In other words, whatever you make a journal notation. I made this servitor this date. This is the intentions. Don't look at it again if you don't want to. Put it in, fold the paper so you don't look at it if you're worried about interfering with its energy. But put it in there. And then every once in a while you go back and you open those pages and go, oh, I got to destroy this now and deal with it. Keep that as another thing. Keep it in mind.
I do the same thing with my succubus bindings that I do for people. There's always a clause in there that a nullification can be done, and that the spirit cannot harbor any ill will or retribution on their intended betrothed, and if they do nullify that union, that they are going to depart swiftly without any negative recourse involved, because a lot of times it doesn't work out, and it's really good to have that safety net put into place.
Yeah. It's remember, it's a thought form, right? That's number one. But thought forms, things have a way of getting away from you. You start thinking, I have a heart problem, you might develop one, right? That's kind of the idea. Well, now servitors should be purpose built. You don't build a servitor, you be your friend. That's more like a tulpa or a familiar. Tulpa's fine. You want to make a tulpa in your own mind's eye, give it a wonderland and hang out with it? Cool, do that. Servitors are purpose built. I generally don't like to personify them too much. They're often machines in my mind. I see them as machinery. I see them as artificial. So I will sometimes I've used a dagger, my ritual alchemy. Sometimes I've turned that into the source of a servitor of protection. So I will charge the alchemy with grave soil that's been, we'll say, what's the word I'm looking for? Not the opposite of like sanctified. Brain fart. What's that word? Sacrilegious.
Desecrated.
Desecrated. I will use grave soil has been desecrated with certain spirits and make it unclean, and I will put my dagger in there, my alchemy in there, and then I will sort of separate the astral form of the dagger out, and I will use that as a ward around my ritual chamber, and it will basically float around, and anything that comes in gets fucked with. So there's a lot of ways you can use a servitor. It sounds like it's very baneful, but it doesn't have to be. You can use this for a good thing. You want more money, you can create a servitor that will always give you a click in the back of your brain whenever there's an opportunity for money. You know, you can use them for that, and they're very good. They're very good for purpose-built projects. Don't try to make a best friend out of them. Make them into a tool. And then when it's time, always destroy. Always destroy their anchor or refresh it. Do something with it. Don't if you can't destroy the anchor, like my ritual alchemy or something like that, then refresh it, cleanse it, start over. Get rid of that intention off of it. Wipe the sigil off of whatever you put it on or something like that. Really, when you destroy it utterly. Like make it gone. That definitely helps.
We have some more super chats. We've got a shitload of them, actually. Jacob Dow, thank you for that super chat. He's just being generous, and thank you, motherfucker. Hell yeah. And we also have New Apprentice. Fuck yeah, another one from you. Thank you for that fucking $5 super chat. And he said, I will pay for a consultation. I have issues. Thank you, DH.
Oh, man. I feel like you've already paid for a consultation.
And another one from Jacob Dow. Thank you so much. It's another generous super chat with no comment at all. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
Lucas, thank you, Lucas. Says, hail, brothers. I hope you are having a good time so far. I just hopped on the stream a little bit ago. There are lessons to be learned with every step. Fuck yeah.
Right? Well, every lesson is a step, and every step is a lesson. And you're your own guru, guys. Don't. I know I'm an arrogant son of a bitch, and I talk like a smug fuck, but in all brutal honesty, if you find anything of value in what I'm saying, it's because you are the one who's got the guru in you. I'm just a fart in a can, right?
Fucking
I'm not that special.
And
I'm not being humble. I'm just being honest. Like you are the one who's got the mystical mind, and I'm just something babbling, and you're saying, that sounds brilliant. No, you sound brilliant.
Dude, right on with that. Fucking A, dude. And then Jacob Dow, another one. Just another fucking love bomb. Thank you, Jacob Dow. Fuck yeah. Thank you so much. It is. It's every fucking where, especially up in this motherfucker. Like, holy shit. And Patchwork. Thank you, Patchwork. It says, people would be amazed if they knew how powerful one's thoughts can be.
Patchwork is awesome.
Yeah.
He's been, when I first jumped into this stuff way back, like, a year ago, when I first got involved in the community and stuff, Patchwork was one of the first people that befriended me, and I befriended him. And I'm not saying we talk all the time, but the kid, he's a nice guy, and he's working through the gates of the Necronomicon. He's a sincere practitioner. He's a real deal guy, and I've had him call into my show once or twice. In fact, that's something I want to get back to doing, is putting my Skype info or something in the chat, and people can call into my streams. Just for like almost like a radio show, just calling them to like say what's on your mind.
That would be fucking dope, wouldn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Audio only. Don't worry about showing up on video. Yeah, that'd be fucking great.
That would be awesome. I would love that. That would be like coast to coast AM,
Exactly like that. Yes.
I love it.
Exactly like that. Exactly. Let's do it, dude. Why don't we do that?
We should.
You know what? Let's schedule one like next week. Maybe all three of us, you, me, and Eric, or maybe just me and you or something.
Dude. I'll be so down.
We'll do a call-in show, and that's all it is. Like fucking people just, call in, and that'll be
that'll have to be on your channel, because I don't know how to do that shit. So
easy. Same way we're doing it right now. You just let them call. You just call them in.
Okay.
And you just pull them into the chat.
Okay. Well,
alternatively, if they have audio chat, it would work. So long as you're the one hosting or I'm the one hosting. If they call me, I would just use The thing is, for you to hear it, if we've got guests, it would have to be through Skype. So that's the only way it would work.
Hell
So
yeah.
I can make it work. I can make it
That
work.
would be so fucking awesome. And we'll have to have fucking Flesh Priest here too.
Oh, he'll be there.
Yeah.
He's like a regular now. Like he's my
I
wingman
love
now.
that
Like,
motherfucker. He is so fucking
he's a
cool.
nice guy.
Oh man, he's fucking amazing. I love his energy. I love his personality, his demeanor, like everything about him. Like he is such a fucking like genuine fucking person, and I love that so much. You know, like I really do. Like he is a fucking OG, man. Like straight up, dude.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I met him playing D&D. We were doing Roll20. I made a D&D campaign. I was bored and lonely. I was like, let me make some new friends on Roll20. And he was one of the first people that jumped into it. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
No way.
Like, I wasn't sure about him. And then I talked to him like, no, this guy, I want to be friends with this guy. And like, I added him to my life.
Aww.
And he lives on the West Coast. I never met him in person once, just like you and
Wow.
Yeah, never met.
Well,
met.
we are going to be able to meet because we're East Coasters, and it's gonna fucking happen. Like straight up, dude, it's going to.
Winter is totally clear because my wife won't be working, and she's off for the winter usually. So once everything, especially once you get time and everything, anytime really, dude. We just set up a weekend. You're only a day's drive away from me.
Dude,
so,
no doubt. Well, I mean, like, I'm only like 7 hours away or something, dude. Like,
and we could always meet halfway somewhere. We could meet at like I don't want to go to DC or anything, but we can meet somewhere halfway that's cool.
I will come up wherever. I love road trips, and my sweetheart loves road trips too, and we'll come up there, and it'll be fucking awesome. Yeah.
Did I tell you to Google Kings Park Insane Asylum?
Yeah, dude. Yes.
I will show you that place. I will show you Janes Hill. I mean, I hate this area, but I love those places.
Oh, I would love to fucking go there. You did. You sent me those pictures with the creepy trees and shit that are like out there in front of it and everything. Yeah, dude. I would love that.
Dude, imagine doing a fucking necromantic or a really black ass ritual in the morgue of an old insane asylum. Guys. Look up, for those of you in the chat, look up Kings Park Asylum. When you see this place, if you just don't go, like looking at it, yeah, exactly. So imagine this place this was a full insane asylum back in the day. And they did everything from all the worst like tortures you could think of, as well as good stuff to people. And they had a morgue in the basement. And you can still explore this place now.
Oh my God.
You kind of got to break in, but nobody seems to really care anymore. And you can go down in the morgue. And, I've never been inside, though. I've only walked around the outside because I only started fucking with it recently. But Janes Hill, on the other hand, Mount Misery, Sweet Hollow Road, that's another one. Look those up. They're big urban myths. There's YouTube videos about them and the whole work. That was my stomping grounds. That's where I did a lot of ritual work. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of the spooky shit people saw was because of me. But,
I would love to explore all of that with you. Like, that would be so fucking fun. And we can make some really cool fucking videos and shit, too, possibly.
Shit,
And I even have a badass, like, $1,500 FLIR thermal imaging camera if we're going to, even do some, weird shit like that. And I've got a K2. I mean, I know, I haven't really done a lot of ghost hunting, but I have used my K2 and I have used my thermal imaging camera. And it takes pictures and shit too. Like it's pretty badass. That could be fun, that could be cool.
I've always wanted to run that during a ritual, especially like spirit boxes and stuff, and see if I get any extra activity when I'm using them. I would really like to do that. I know that, I have mixed feelings about that stuff, but then again, sometimes it seems I did an EVP when I was a kid, when I was making a mixtape for a girlfriend, and
I love mixtapes. Oh my God.
Right?
Yes.
I had recorded a question after the song. I forgot what I was like, like if you really love me, like, press record right now and give me a response, and I'll wait 30 seconds. So like I did that, and I got the tape back like a week later, and I played it, and there was nothing. But then there was like this, I don't remember what it said, but there was a man's voice, like totally wrong, like get over it. Something like that.
Oh my God, no way. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, I have to know, what was on your mixtape for this lucky young lady?
Oh, geez, dude. I was in 4th grade, so it was probably some lame. I was probably like Whitesnake and shit like that, right? I still like Whitesnake a little bit, but come on now. I was
Hell yeah, dude. Or maybe some fucking what is it, like some Skid Row or some shit too, maybe?
Yeah, because I was, let's see, in 4th grade, I guess I made 10. 10, 11, 12, something like that. I don't forget the age group for
Like
fourth grade.
9, 8, 9.
Yeah,
Or
so it
no,
was
wait,
still
yeah,
in the
9,
80s.
10.
Yeah, it was still definitely in the 80s, and it was yeah, it was maybe a little. It was maybe it might have been White Line and White Snake and shit.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God. Hell
I
yeah.
wasn't even into heavy metal that much yet. I like haven't even just probably Dire Straits. I love Dire Straits
Yeah,
back
yeah,
then.
hell yeah, I like that shit too. Oh my God, yeah, dude, Dire Straits. Oh my God, yeah, dude. That was one of my favorite fucking videos ever. Like, what is it like? I don't know if the song's
Money
called
for
Money
Nothing.
for Nothing. Yeah, that shit's
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
best guitar intro solo probably of all
Yeah,
time. Like
right. I know that shit's fucking awesome, dude. Oh my God.
nobody that likes guitar can't just suddenly just start going
No
like
shit, right?
you just
Yeah,
gotta go with that
yeah,
shit.
dude. Yeah.
I can't play for shit, so I wouldn't even know if that even looked right.
It fucking looks cool and it fucking sounds cool. Like that's all that fucking matters. They're fucking badass. And Jacob Dow, motherfucker, thank you. Got another one in here, and with a
I feel
question
like
this
there's
time. Any advice for working with Lilith, specifically her clipothic spear and her collective sisterhood?
um so I've only recently started working with Lilith as an entity. She helped guide me with the Infernal Vampire Handbook. That was a piece of it. So I can't really speak about the Cliffoth because I don't work with either the Sephira or the Cliffoth. I'm aware of them. I'm not really interested in working with that symbolism. It is a valid one, of course, if it works for you, of course. Just not. So I'm more into chakra and mixing East and West and stuff like that. But you know, Lilith. Advice for working with Lilith. So a lot of people have conflated her with the Morrigan. Some people say Kali. There's all kinds of people who will just combine everything together. But one thing I will say, you don't command her, you don't boss her around. You shouldn't do that to any spirit, but you really you invite, you ask, you offer, you if she shows up and says I want to help you with something, you don't say no. You say yes, ma'am. You let her do what she does. Lilith can be at once she can be very nurturing and very harsh.
Mm-hmm.
Her nurturing side is like I put you through that hardship so that you'd grow stronger.
And I forget that when I'm working with her a lot, and I'm just like, you
Hmm.
bitch. Like, I hate, sorry, Lilith. She's okay with me saying that, but, like, yeah.
And I know Dark Lucy, for whatever reason, doesn't like Lilith. I've been watching her, whatever, saying like nasty stuff about Lilith throughout all this stuff. That's fine.
I
But
mean, I've been through the ringer with her. I mean, I have, and I have gotten
yeah,
to the point to where I'm just like, I am not working with her anymore. Like, she's really put so much difficulty, and especially like when she manifests through other women in my life, and I'm just like, fuck, But it's always one of those things where I have to remind myself, there's a payoff. There's a payoff. Like, just wait, motherfucker, wait. Don't rush to like harsh judgments. Fucking like get through the fucking path working altogether and see that like it's all for a reason. It's all for a reason. Like, yeah.
Dark Lucy, this is something that I gotta say. When people assert things of a spiritual and you call yourself like supposedly on the left hand path or something, it's really just it's like people are probably just ignoring you because you're not really doing anyone service by ranting about this spirit having no power, not being real. You haven't had an experience with this being, I guess, that that gives you confidence that it exists, and I respect that. Okay, I actually do, even though I'm kind of chewing you out. I do respect that you don't feel this being exists or has power, or you got problems with it. That's your universe you've manifested for yourself. You don't want to see that spirit? More power to you. That's great. But if people are asking questions about it, you want to assert your reality over everybody else's and be controversial. Hey, if that's the universe you want to live in, go for it. You're not going to get anywhere though. You're just going to sit there and just be beating your head against that wall for the rest of your life. And there's nothing I can do to help you. No one can help you with that. You've got to realize that if it's a real spirit or not a real spirit, that's great. Yeah, I did notice you because you've been ranting about it for a little while. And if you know me, I'm adversarial as fuck if you get to know me. I'm not a good guy. Like if I see something and I see you're being a prick, I will give you the prick right back. And I'm not saying you are. It's just I'm watching it scroll by and people are like annoyed. That's why the person asked the question, by the way. Why do you think the guy put the super chat? Almost 100% because they wanted to see what the response would be. So get off your high horse about it, because I'm up on mine and mine's very high. So fuck off with it. It's great. Enjoy that reality. If you want that reality, have it. Have that reality. But don't try to assert it on other people that are having experiences with the being and having their lives change because they're having that experience. You're not. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you fucking doing that? It's a waste of energy, right? I'm enjoying it though. I love doing it. So So you fight me for what? No, I'm actually just going to block you now. Bye. No time for you. You got what you're getting out of me. Bye. And I think I've seen you in fact, I know who you are on Facebook. That's right. I know people you like to hang out with on Facebook. Yeah. Right. Bye. Trolls. No thank you.
And we have another one too from Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. And he says, the darkness is hitting me hard right now. Just paying a blessing forward. Thank you, brother. And you're going to get through it, man. When the darkness is hitting you hardcore, I always like to remind myself that means that the good shit is right around the corner. That if it's hitting me really fucking hard, that means that I'm actually doing something right. That I am actually going to get somewhere, and that there is a pot of gold at the end of that really dark fucking rainbow. And I will forget that sometimes, and I'll lose myself in the bullshit and be like, motherfucker. And it's very, very reminiscent of what we're talking about with Lilith. I can't even say her name right. I get tongue tied because I went through such hardcore fucking really, really difficult shit with her, and I lost sight of the reason that I was even working with her in the first place. I got so fucking consumed by the hardship and the darkness, but I just kept pushing forward, and that nurturing side of her was waiting for me at the end, at the finish line, and she was like, fuck yeah, dude, you fucking did it. You are a fucking solid motherfucker, and I fucking love you, and now I'm gonna fucking bless you, and I'm gonna show you this fucking amazing side of me now. You have fucking endured me, motherfucker, and if you can endure me, you are going to get every fucking thing that you want, and I'm gonna fucking give it to you now. And I was like, yes, fucking yes, thank you.
I think you said so many important things like that. When you go through the darkest things, it's all about non-attachment. It's all about how reality will teach you non-attachment. And you go through a bad day so that you can have a good day. And you go through this shit. And Lilith, I'm not going to say that's her wheelhouse, but all spirits do this for us. And one other thing I'd like to just say to those of you watching who might have seen me do what I just did, if Lilith doesn't exist, you create Lilith by believing. So don't worry about it, right? Don't fucking worry about it. If you attribute these things to a spirit and it's helping you to become more than what you are, it's helping you to see reality for what it is, if it's helping you develop things about your psyche and your spirituality that you need, by all fucking means, with both hands, take that shit and put it into yourself. Don't hesitate.
And it's crazy how, in my own experience, how spirits and psychedelics kind of work in the same way. They're both such fucking harsh teachers, but they're such profound fucking teachers. And you really have to kind of go into those really darkest depths of yourself and endure so much shit to really reap the benefits of the experience. And to me, that's just so fucking beautiful. When you go into these experiences willingly, you should know when you go to work with a lot of these spirits that it's not going to be a fucking cakewalk, motherfucker. It's going to be a fucking marathon of bullshit in many cases. But there is a reward at the end of it, and there could be some rewards along the way, but it's going to be something that is in many cases walking through fucking quicksand, and you don't think that you're gonna fucking make it, and you feel like you're gonna fucking be consumed by it and fucking die a million fucking horrible fucking deaths. But if you can fucking persevere, if you can dig deep, find out who the fuck you really are and embrace that shit, you'll have to do it time and time again. Like every single path working, and most of them are going to have some kind of element of that when you're talking left hand path. But
Hmm.
I know that now, and I fucking like, but it's still hard every single time. It doesn't really get any easier. I mean, sometimes it is, and then sometimes a lot of spirits will surprise me, and it'll be like, wow, that wasn't really as crazy and hard as I thought it was, but like you really still taught me a lot.
Dark Lucy's threatening me now. I see her still
No,
on your stream.
no.
What a piece of work, man. Wow. Just I'm so sorry some words I said really bothered you on the internet. Are you going to call a demon to fucking curse me because I disrespected you online? They must really respect your power and they're going to come get me. Yeah, I'm stealing JD's thunder. Holy cow, guys. Like for real. I'm sure probably none of you are fucking seeing this. That is something. Let's get to the positivity. It's just I find it amazing that people like this just
Well,
I don't know, man. They get followers too. I don't get it.
that's the way of our world, I guess, in many ways. But we have another one from Jennifer Vatsa. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Fuck yeah. And she says, "Hail Lilith. She holds the keys and is a great intermediary between so many other entities." Thank you, sweetheart. And I actually have something that I'm going to open from her right now. And please go to her website. It
Oh
is
yeah. In fact,
Belladonna
I'm gonna have her
Botanicals.
probably on really soon too. Now that you mention it, she's gonna be on my channel soon too. I just realized like that name, just like, oh yeah, I know who that name is. Duh. Hi, Jen.
Well, and I need to have her on mine as well, for sure. I have a whole plethora of some wonderful fucking things right here. Oh my god. This is a new product. Ooh, you're gonna fucking love this one too, DH. Holy shit. Well, I'm gonna get to that one in a second. I have the Astarte flying ointment right here.
Hmm.
And I have some of her sex magic flying ointment, and that shit is fucking amazing. Um, Here it is right here. Oh, it smells really fucking good. And I'm actually going to put some on as we fucking speak. Especially use this, I have found, when using psychedelics. This enhances the
Hmm.
experience so fucking much. But even when you're not, oh my god, it's so good. I can like feel it already. It's like very warming. Thank you so much. She sent me another flying ointment as well, and this one is shadow work flying ointment. So that one right there, very fucking interesting. I'm gonna have to use this one on Halloween night without a fucking doubt. Thank you for that. And what else do we have here? Ooh, some fucking incense, some between the darkness and light fucking incense. I'm definitely gonna fucking use that in ritual very fucking soon as well. And oh my god, is this a fucking oil? Like, ooh, some Sacred Magic perfume oil. Sacred Magic is a smoky, woody blend in a jojoba oil base with nag champa, white sage, uh, vetiver. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Myrrh and royal Hawaiian sandalwood. This is probably gonna smell fucking amazing. I'm gonna have to check that out right now too. Fuck yeah. Thank you so
That's why I
fucking much.
like flying ointments are a little bit like dream pillows. Like you put them on in ritualized meditation and things, and it will improve your ability to connect with that part of yourself. Definitely, a lot of them have entheogenic compounds in them, like mugwort, wormwood, lotus, all that good stuff.
Oh, this is so good. Thank you so fucking much. All of her products, she makes all of her own products. I've purchased a lot of things from her in the past, and everything has been top fucking quality, fast fucking shipping, really, really a lot of value for the dollar that you spend. And that's what we're all fucking looking for. And we're all looking for products that actually work. And I can attest to all of these products are fucking amazing. Um, if you would, Jennifer, if you could put your URL to your fucking website for Belladonna Botanicals in the comments here, and I'll add it to the actual comments of the video, not just in the chat, but I'll add it and pin it so that people can find you as well. I'll do that after the stream is over, but like this is fucking amazing. Thank you so fucking much. Like holy fucking shit. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess now, DH, we can get into maybe some
I
questions
think you had
or.
other. I think you had a couple more
Oh,
super
did
chats
we? Did
though.
I miss
So
it?
I
Oh
think
my
you did.
God!
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Just double
Oh,
check.
I did. I did. We do. It's not for me. It's we. It is we, motherfucker. Shit. Okay. Like goddamn. Okay. All right. All right. Did I miss? Did I? Oh,
I
T.O.
thought you.
Vila. I'm so
Yeah, Tio.
sorry.
There we
Jesus
go.
Christ, T.O.
Yep.
Vila. Thank you. T.
And Eddie Romanoff too. I don't think we
We
got to
did.
that
I
one.
think we did Eddie's. Let's make
Well,
sure.
we had Jacob Dow, and then we had the fun with Dark Lucy, and then
We did Eddie's. We
yeah.
did that one talking about the darkness is hitting me hard right now and just paying a blessing forward.
Okay.
So
Okay.
thank you for that, Eddie, for sure. And I did miss Tio's because this shit was moving so quickly. I'm sorry about that, Tio Vila. Thank you, motherfucker. It said, a while ago, I made an egregore to be the priestess in my astral temple, and I fed her lots of love and made her a home and gave her a lot to do. She can go and wander wherever she wants, and so far, we're making it work.
Aw.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you basically created like a tulpa, like this one, your astral temple, your wonderland. I mean, that's such a, that's, this is the thing. Like a lot of, and don't take this the wrong way, because I mean this in a great way. Children have great capacity for creating egregores. Like if you want, you hang out with kids long enough, they make imaginary friends all the time. They make egregores and tulpas all the time, and you can follow their lead when it comes to making them. It can be quite something.
We missed Dice Controller's fucking super chat, and I'm so sorry. And I need to fucking do him justice too. Dice Controller 187. I'm so sorry. I missed your shit, motherfucker. Yeah. Let me fucking find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it at, Dice? I gotta find it. I'm going like way back in time here. Na 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 na. Where is it? Where is it? Oh my god. Well, thank you for the super chat, Dice Controller. Can you just type your question in again? Because I don't know where it's at, and I'm trying to find it. And where is it? Alright, let's fucking see. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. Dice, put it again. Put it in bold.
Yeah. I'm
Please.
sorry. I'm so sorry. And if we missed any others, like, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, all right. All right. There is a website dedicated to tulpa creation. Is that a question or a statement, or is that the question?
I will interject for a second. There is a dude that I know. His name's Magicology Nick, Link Gillette, I guess. He's really good. I think he wrote a good couple books. I think he's part of a website about tulpa creation. If you look for him on Facebook, Magicology, or on YouTube, Magicology, and approach him, I guarantee you he can give you a lot of some really, really good stuff. Really good stuff.
And all right, so Dark Lucy, please be nice. We don't want any shit, Like, you're awesome, but like, please, just let it be. I know it's okay. Like, well, just let it go, though. Okay, just let it go. Let it go, brother. It's all love up in here. Okay, everybody, it's all good. Just it's over and done with, and it's in the past. Let it stay in the past. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it, dude. Fuck it. Fuck that shit. New Apprentice with another $10 super chat. Fuck yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Wow. Okay. 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 All right. So, all right. Well, I'm trying to. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. When bringing an idol to life, can you create a sigil to improve the working?
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's my knee jerk. Yes, of course I do.
Yeah, I do too. I always channel one, whatever. Like, I just ask for my hand to be guided, and I will intuitively create that sigil and fucking use that shit. Usually I will consecrate the sigil with consecrated oil as well, to kind of charge it. I mean, I only use my blood in certain cases. I haven't really used blood when creating a servitor too often, I mean, and that's just my own personal preference. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I just typically don't do that for whatever reason. I have used semen, so I mean, I guess there's really not too much of a difference. But that was 6 or 7 years ago. I haven't done that in a long time.
It's a lot of symbolism going on, right? I mean, as much as there is real stuff going on, there's a lot of symbolism going on. If you're trying to create a being, you need a womb and you need a seed, right? And and an intention. And what forms all those pieces take, that's the art that is in magic. So the method is the idea of the symbols. The art is what symbols you're going to use and how are you going to empower them. And do they speak to you personally? Do they represent you? So semen is a valid way to do it. I'm not big on it. I don't for me, a lot is done through blood. Blood is a very big thing for me. That's generally how I manifest a lot of things, is through blood. Blood makes a great connection to your energy. So
True, yeah. I just like, I mean, I use blood for a lot of things. Like, it's just, I don't know, sometimes I guess in certain cases I just feel intuitively guided not to use it, but it's not usually for any particular reason other than the notion that I'm feeling at the time, I guess. But I'm not against using it at all. I mean, I've I've used copious amounts of it especially with working with Belial. Well, when I was working with Belial, and I kind of feel like those two pronunciations do invoke and summon a different being in many senses. It's the same being, but it's different aspects of it, in my opinion, just from my experience and working with him. I haven't with Belial, but when I was working with Belial, he was actually really wanting a lot of blood, and I know in most cases you only need a drop, but he was really wanting me to really lay it out there, and I did.
Some definitely want cutting, some don't want drops, some definitely want slices, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So
and just so everybody knows, like this is my method for when I want to get a good amount of blood. I will get a brand new razor and I will clean it with alcohol, and I actually will cut the side of my hand right here, kind of the area where I guess you would be chopping.
ow, hands are oof,
I know
that's commitment.
I
right
use
there.
that area. It doesn't hurt very much, and you can get a lot of blood, and it does heal very quickly too. But depending on the kind of work you do and what you do with your hands, I mean, I will wear gloves, at work if I do that. But that's a place that, I don't know. It's not extremely fleshy, but you can get a lot of blood there, and you really don't feel it. Like, the skin is very thick right there, but you can still get a good amount of blood. That's just something I've always done personally, and it works very well for me.
Yeah, let me see. Give you guys a pro tip. Let me get a. You know what? I'll just use this. So, this is actually my favorite way to do when I really want to go aggressive. So I've got two ways. I've got a small, I guess it's for diabetes or something. It's like a diabetic.
Is that like
needle.
spring-loaded type of deal or something?
Yeah, yeah. And I don't have it, so I just bought it for that. And this karambit is, pretty much, it's like a lightsaber, like when it comes to meat. So when I use that, I just drag it across and makes great cuts. I like putting it on my arm because I feel like that doesn't cause undue problems later. Like if I cut my hand, then I got to worry about, doing stuff later.
Getting infections and things too. And that's why I'm very careful when I do it, for sure.
But I mean, generally, and JD's right. Some spirits, you'll just get this urge, like, give me pain, give me this. Certain spirits, they seem to command me to put my hand in the ritual fires or candles and stuff, and they like that energy of the pain. Others will not do that. Others will be a lot different. So, but blood, it's not always the amount in fact, it's almost never the amount that's that important, just as long as there's a good enough amount. Like they often say 3 drops. Like most rituals will call for 3 drops of blood. There's a reason it's only 3 drops. I mean, and I don't remember exactly because I'm not the most widely read guy, but I do believe there was a reason why it was 3 drops. It was something symbolic, like, almost like the Trinity of, you know, Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. It was something, might have been something in Wicca or something, but that's why it was often through drops. But you don't need a lot, you know, just a drop here and there to make the connections. All you really need.
We've got more super chats too. Here's
Holy
one from
cow.
Dice Controller. Dice Controller 187. He says, JD, repeat your safeguard during servitor creation. Or do I repeat it? I mean, I usually will put one in there, absolutely. It's something that I will verbally speak out, sometimes even write it out too. But I do put that safeguard in there as well as, you know, which is basically kind of like that I don't know, delete button or whatever you want to call it, and the
Mm-hmm.
expiration of the lifespan of the servitor. I always do that without a fucking doubt, because I don't want things to get out of hand, and I want always to be in control of that creation. You know, it's my creation. I want to be in charge of it in every way that I can be.
That's really important.
Uh,
Let's see, you had David Morgan was next, I think, with No Seriously.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so David Morgan, thank you, motherfucker, for that. Says, no, seriously, how's a guy send you a gift via mail? I realize, given your niche, you're likely less than eager to receive gifts from your followers. I'm always happy to receive gifts from followers. I've only received a few things that I was leery of, and if I'm leery of it, then usually I'm actually like leery of it before I receive it, but I am usually too much of a pussy to be like no. But you know, I feel totally fine about receiving something from you. If you would just email me and email DH, and we'll give you. I actually did just get a PO box. So Kevin, I'll get with you on that too. I just got it the other day. Finally, I had to get some bullshit fucking car registration shit to get it, because you had to have an ID and like a lease or your homeowner's insurance and or some bullshit. I had a car registration. I got that and I took it. I just got one. But I would love that. Like, thank you so much. Email me at jdtemple.info@gmail.com. That email is actually in the description of the video, so you can email me there and I'll send that to you, and I would fucking love that. Like, thank you so much. And you know, DH, I don't know how you feel about that, but you know.
I'm antisocial as hell, but it has crossed my mind to get a PO box. I'll just have to go down and see how much they cost. But at the moment, I don't. At some point, I'll just do a PO box and be like, yeah, send me shit through there, and I'll let the post office dog sniff it out, make sure it's safe. But I don't really worry too much. I'm not that big a deal. I got like what 2,000-3,000 people that might watch me on occasion, so it's not. I don't think I have that many. Well, I might have one now.
I don't think he's gonna send you anything though.
No, I'm being funny. But it is not something that I'm very eager for. But I have had people who befriended me because of my work, former clients, people who just were cool, that we became friends, and stuff happens. So if there's a desire, I don't really, as much as I like to gather subscribers, I'm not really looking for followers. I'm looking for people who are strong allies in their power,
Okay.
and I don't need things. You know, I don't. If you want to support me, like the coolest way is just share my stuff and use it and work with it. And if you want to support me financially, buy stuff that I do, and you don't have to. Like, it's not. It helps me. It is my business, but it's not. I know I keep plugging myself. That's because I got to eat, but that's not. I didn't start off with the intention like, let me do this for money. It's just I don't have a day job. This
Well,
is
you
my
want
day
to
job.
help people too, and like that's
Right.
your passion, right? And you know, how are you going to do that unless you are promoting yourself? We have to do that. You know,
You
absolutely.
do. You do. We do live in this day and age, though, where people can't earn a honest living without having to apologize for it. I find. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be. It does seem to be the case. So, but I have to assure you, you know, like this is not a money-making profession. This is not. You don't make money doing black magic this way. Like, you'll make money, but you're not doing it by selling books and rituals. You know, it's not. That's not where the money is. This is not a thing where you quit your day job tomorrow to do. This is you have to be committed to it, and you have to work hard on it. But anyway,
And,
I'm not implying too much. I'm just saying I don't like too much stuff. I don't like that. I'm more of a support my work. Come to my channel. Like and subscribe, comment. Be cool, and do like me and JD are doing, and just share your stuff with me. And I can't always look at all of it, but I do try. I definitely do try.
I try to as well. I really do. I mean, I know like you, I get like tons of emails, and they take me, sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, sometimes over a week to get back to people, and I feel horrible about that. I really try to cater to the people that like desperately need my help, first. And sometimes I'll read an email like right before I go to bed, and I can't respond to it, depending on the nature of the email, and then I'll forget about it. So if I don't get back to you in a timely manner, if it's been a week or 10 days, please send the email again. Don't be scared to do that. I just forget, and I do have a lot going on. I burn the candle at both ends like every single fucking day. I'm a hardworking motherfucker, and it's, it gets to be really, really insane for me sometimes. And so I'm not being a standoffish asshole or a prick. I just totally missed it, or didn't have time to reply, and then it just got lost in the minutia, and I'm sorry about that. We got another one.
It's tough.
It is tough
because when I first started, I was like, I will respond to everybody, and I did. And sometimes it was exhausting because some people got questions. It's just like Google it or something, or you do get that kind of like, come on. And I hate to be like that, but but then on the other end of the spectrum is there's people who really need your help, and you got to wade through all these other people to get to it. And it's actually, as an antisocial person, someone who likes small groups, although I like going to parties, I like sitting in the corner with 2 or 3 people. I don't, I tend to avoid it a little bit. I get a lot of messages, and I do respond to most of them. It's just sometimes people send you stuff, and it's there's not much you can say to them to help them, because their questions are, it's like they'll ask you for help, and it's like, well, you put yourself in that spot. Someone needs to tell you that, I guess, but you put yourself there, and it takes a lot out of you if you're really doing it to help people and stuff. It can be very taxing.
It is. It's not easy.
People will come to you and be like, my ex beat me up, and then you have to ascertain, is this person just trying to get you to curse somebody who may not really deserve it? You got to go through the whole rigmarole. It's hard, guys. It's hard. And I'm not saying that to give me sympathy. I'm just saying understand. If I don't get to you, there's a line. And sometimes it's really short, 2, 3 people in a day. Sometimes it's, like JD's saying, 3, 4, 5 days. And sometimes I look at it on Facebook and I go, oh, that I'll respond to later, and I forget it.
And that's what happens with me. Yeah.
So forgive me, guys. But, Patreon I'm a lot more responsive on. Emails I'm a lot more responsive on. So if you really got a dire question, you can try me on those, and hopefully I got more time. But Facebook too, I respond to that. So give it a shot and roll the dice. And if I got it, I will. And I don't. Again, I know how that sounds, but if you put yourself in a position where you might get a dozen messages in a day, you do it too.
Mm-hmm. Really. Oh, totally. I mean, and it just gets crazier and crazier, and my life is crazy as shit too. And sometimes I get like the most emails when I'm dealing with the most shit myself, and it's just like, fuck, But it's not because I don't want to answer you. It's not because I don't care. It's just because life is complicated, and we got another one from New Apprentice, and there's a bunch of others too. And we missed one from you. I'm sorry, New Apprentice. Thank you so much. And he has a question, and I'm going to let you answer this one first. What you think, DH? How would you find out if you were or are cursed or worse?
One of the worst things I think you can do is to dwell on the idea of being cursed. If you are cursed, one of the most effective, I wouldn't say it should be your first and only resort, but if you feel like you're cursed, laugh the fuck out of it. Like, laugh at it. You need to, what was it? Crowley said you tap a log 3 times with your staff and laugh at the demons, because you are the creator of your reality. Period. This is why, and people don't like to fucking hear this because they want magic to be a fucking machine. They want magic to be like Hollywood. Skeptics are really hard to curse because they have created a reality for themselves where none of this is real, and that creates a front of will that's very hard to get through. You can get through it, but let's say, for example, you got them and they fall down a flight of stairs. It will never manifest the same way for them as it might a really paranoid person who really believes in this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have found personally, you know, what I look for is an intuitive jolt. Now, there's techniques you can use. Some people use that egg method where you crack an egg and I think you put it in water or something. You look for
Yeah,
the.
or you can
There's
put
all
it
these.
in Florida water as well.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put it. There's all these ways you can do it. You can look up how to know. You could do a tarot reading. Like if you trust tarot, do a tarot reading. You do a pendulum reading. But I think that a lot of that stuff kind of separates you from things a little bit. Sometimes it's necessary, but it's, I don't always do it. In fact, I usually just read a person. I read myself. I look in a mirror, and I ask myself, where am I at? What kind of circumstances am I going through? What interactions have I had recently? And remember, curses don't have to be someone cast a spell with a ritual. If someone hates on you enough, that intention can flow into you. It's like the evil eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone
Yeah, that's
who's
what I was gonna say.
so
Yep.
yeah, somebody can just kind of get you, and the way they get you is because you believe you're gotten 99% of the
Yep.
time. Now, I'm not saying that it never happens the other way. Somebody did go after me last year, and my protectors guarded me from the worst of it. I was driving down the road. And I knew when it happened. And I knew why it happened when it happened. And I'm riding down the road, and my car practically cracks in half. But it happened in such
Oh
a
my
way that I was
God.
totally safe, like totally safe. Nothing happened to me. It was funny. So, and my spirits were protecting me the whole time, and I knew it. And I laughed about it. And immediately I worked with the spirits that I use to go after people. There's a specific set of spirits. There's some that go after witches, and you don't fuck with them. And it's a lot of fun when they get employed, because usually it's within a day or two. Usually it's nice and quick. And no, I don't give that away, because that's something that's something you got to find out for yourself,
And
unfortunately. But
and I always notice for me, like, and I mean, I guess it's with anybody, like a lot of times, like curses are always going to try to make their way in, and your weakest
yes,
points, like if you're
yes,
inclined to being a drug addict, like you're gonna want to start to
yep,
like get all fucked up and to start destroying your own self. And like for me, when I start getting that itch or those notions, I'm like, what's going on? Because I don't feel like this. I've
could be
overcome
a
that
sign.
shit.
hmm Remember, like what a curse has to do to really land home. Yes, accidents can happen. Don't get me wrong. There are weird things that will happen, but generally, for this stuff to land home, you've got to be robbed of your own feeling of agency and ability to manifest your own reality for yourself. And so, an effective curse, it's rarely ever something where you've killed somebody. It's usually you've removed them from the board for you. You've done something so that they're no longer a problem for you. That's usually how curses manifest. And one of the ways it manifests, like JD said, like that's why I like using shadow people as baneful spirits, because you inflict someone's own shadow on them. That's like, you don't beat your own shadow. You can integrate it, but you're not going to beat it. So if you're confronted by that kind of shit, like you said, if someone's got a drug addict problem, you inflict them with the right shadow that's about addiction and stuff, well, they're more inclined to have a problem with that and get their just desserts. And the good thing about a curse like that is they tend to have to improve, or they're destroyed. In other words, sink or swim. The reason that you curse them will go away one way or the other. They'll either become a better person, or their bad nature will get them in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, so how do you know if it's being done to you? Just be honest with yourself. I mean, don't be superstitious, but be honest with yourself. If you feel, holy shit, I think somebody cursed me, then do something about it. First thing first, laugh it off, and then work with a spirit that will help build you up, alongside that, or do whatever your system
And
is.
I'll do things to just try to raise my vibration too. Like I'll try to
Yes.
clean my life up in every way that I can. Exercise more, eat better. Just really try to strive to be an even better version of myself than I was. And just to start feeling better overall, getting that
Yeah.
feeling of well-being, getting those chemicals producing in my brain that just make me feel better and help me to kind of like put that shit aside so that my own mind is not compounding and feeding into that curse energy. I don't want anybody using my own energy against me to destroy myself.
it's also hard. Like I said, skeptics, also people that are genuinely, when I say good, I don't mean that I believe in good and evil, but genuinely they've got good energy. They're genuinely a good soul. They're someone who they don't, we were talking about earlier, you afflict somebody's own problems against them. Someone who's just compassionate, walking around in life, being generous, has a lot of friends and allies. They're clearly not filled with negativity and shit. They're hard nuts to crack too, because they're surrounded by a world that they've manifested of positivity. So they're hard nuts. So that's another way, live in a space where you're assertive about yourself. I am king, I am God, I'm a good person. Not to the point of, you do have to be careful because you can delude yourself. You can be a complete piece of shit. I think you're awesome. But you can be a complete piece of shit and own that, and kind of get some respect for it at the same time. So
we got another one from Day Chief. Thank you, Day Chief, just giving us some fucking gratitude there, and thank you, brother. And I think there was some more. I don't know, maybe not. I thought there was. I definitely don't want to overlook those because I feel like an asshole if I do, because your fucking love and gratitude, I do not want to fucking overlook that shit. That might be it. I don't know if I'm missing something. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think you got them.
I think so.
And I'm gonna have to bounce kind of soon because
there's another one. There is another one.
Is that a new one? Did we miss that one?
Well, this day. Okay, that was Day Chief, and then Day Chief has a question. Can you use deification to empower a servitor? And can you use an entity to teach a servitor to be more and do more? I definitely think deification, if you're talking about blood sacrifice, like in J.S. Garrett's Rite of Deification, you can use that for a plethora of fucking intentions, good and bad. I think that could empower any intention that you have. I have never really worked with any specific spirits to empower any servitors in my own practice. I don't know if you have, DH, or not, but I have not.
So, again, going back to what you were saying before, servitor is a tool. It should not be, unless your full intention is to create life, it's a tool. It's a machine. It's a thought form machine. If you're creating life or trying to empower life, we're talking about egregores, familiars, maybe tulpa. At that point, it could be done. I wouldn't do it. If you want to make a servitor into a living being, you could do it. But that you're basically creating an egregore. The dividing line is kind of conceptual more than it is anything else. At some point, something that you've created as an idea can take on a life of its own. That life of its own can become sentient, develop an identity that is alive and conscious, and it can happen. This is the danger of servitors. You create one, you let it do its thing, it can get willful after a while because it's had time existing, and it can take on a life of its own. So using a spirit to do that is totally doable. It's totally plausible. I don't do that all the time. In fact, in the amount of time that I've been doing this stuff, some of these things I've only done a few times, and I have enough information that I can help because I really look into it, but it's not my direct wheelhouse. So there's some people that are really good at that. I would say, just like with familiars, like you're trying to get yourself a familiar, you're trying to you go to a spirit and you say President Malphus, who's really good at giving familiars, or King Paimon or something, and I would like a familiar. How often is that a created being, and how often is that something that was in their legion or something that was in their orbit, so to speak? And how much of that is even true? How much of that is just superstition versus how much of it is real? So when you're working with one of these beings and you're like, I want a familiar, now I've got a write-up about that in my books. I can teach you in my books how to do it. It's not that hard. It's a process, and it's, when done, you will hopefully have a connection to a being. If you're trying to deify them, there's a lot of layers of things you're trying to think about. Deifying something almost is like saying you're not a god already, but everything is in that non-dualist sense. It already is source. So you're kind of like saying you're not God, but I'm going to make you God in a way. So, but if we're talking about like making it aware, making it conscious, there's so many different thoughts that you could try. There's so many different ways you could look at it, and working with the spirit is a good choice. Find a creator spirit. Find a creator spirit or a womb spirit. Like I said earlier, there are spirits that are nurturing maternal feminine spirits that will receive your intentions, and then there are some that will help you create them. Asmodee is good for creating or getting succubi and incubi, and Lilith is also good for some of these things. So look into that stuff. That's where I'm going to leave it before I just keep going.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
Shut me up, man.
No, and I want to thank everybody for fucking being here tonight. This was fucking dope. It was fucking awesome. The first of many to fucking come, without a fucking doubt. I want to take a moment to, plug our services. Like, where can people find you? I have it all in the description, but I want you to put that out there too, DH.
Sure. I mean, we've been doing that this whole time, right?
Yeah, but hey, one more time doesn't hurt.
One more time. Okay, you can obviously find me on my YouTube channel. I forget, it's like C Fatebinder. It's like you have to do like youtube.com/C/Fatebinder or something like that. But you can just Google my name or put my name into the search bar up above and you'll find me. Definitely subscribe if you like my stuff. I'm growing all the time. I'm growing pretty fast. And I do at least one stream a week and at least one long form video a week. I try to pump out more when I can, but it takes a bit to sometimes do it right. So I don't always put, I have to edit it and all that. So I don't put out a video every day. Then if you want to find me on Facebook, you can, but I am being a little shut off right now on Facebook because I'm sick of the fucking drama. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, go to my groups. You have Become the Maelstrom on Facebook, as well as my page. You can follow me on my main profile too. Go to my website, www.mindtheshadows.com. There's a little bit of blog content there and then links for my services and stuff. It's basically a blog, and you can see I got everything listed out. Oh, and Amazon. Go to Amazon. That's where all my books are. That's my bread and butter. If you want to support me financially, that's one of my favorite ways. Go there. And again, go to my channel, look at the descriptions. They got links to all the ways you can support me. I don't want to, I don't want to pump it too hard. Check it out. If you really want to support me, you'll look, right? That's how I see it. If you want to support me, go to look in the description. Good enough.
Thank you so much. And then for me, everybody here, if you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, please fucking do that. That helps us a lot. If you haven't subscribed to this channel from the Light of the Darkness, please do that too. My website for all my services is https://jdtemple.info. My email address is the same, jdtemple.info@gmail.com if you want to email me. Thank you everybody for being here. Fucking love all of you so fucking much. Our soul family fucking rocks. We're going to do this again very fucking soon. Thanks for all the fucking super chat, for all the support, for all the fucking love, and even the haters. Fucking thank you too.
Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, for real, I have had an amazing time.
Downvote my videos. They still go up in the algorithm. Go for it.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And so thank you, everybody. Thank you, DH, for being here, brother. I fucking
Thank you, brother.
loved it.
We'll do it again real soon. It was fun setting you up. And Eric, thank you.
Yes, thank you, brother. Thank you for being here so fucking much. Go to fucking becomealiving.com and check out all of their fucking services, video courses, ritual for hire, fucking books, you fucking name it. If you want to learn about some shit, you can go there too. Check out EA Coetting on fucking YouTube. Thank you all for being here. Fuck yeah.
And thank you to the moderators who keep it safe.
Yeah, thank you, moderators.
Thank you,
oh my
Nina.
god.
Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you. I'm an asshole for thank you, DH. Jesus Christ.
It's okay. I got to get in the habit too because sometimes I forget.
Thank you.
So.
I want everybody to know how much we appreciate all of you. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Fucking love you so much. And we'll see you soon. Fuck yeah. So we're going to peace out.
Yep. All you got to do is hit that end stream button. You know what to do.
I do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to push it. I'm going to do it now.
Push it.
It's going to happen.
Push it. Push it.
Oh, did I do it?
Oh, no. You pushed it, but I didn't feel it.
There it goes.
There it is.
There we go. We did it. Hell yeah.